chapter 2595. The Lord of the Holy Land is coming. Half a day after the destruction of the Yin family, an astonishing aura suddenly erupted within the Lei family. This aura quickly faded and dissipated, as if it had never appeared. No one knew what had happened, and no one dared to ask. In the Lei family, Lei Yiming stood with blood at the corner of his mouth and a slightly gloomy expression, motionless. It wasn't that he didn't want to move, but that he couldn't. His appearance was strange. Lightning flowed through his upper body, while his lower body had turned into an ice sculpture. No matter how strong the lightning was, it couldn't break the ice. The yard where Lei Yiming stood had turned into an ice world, with everything frozen. However, this frozen world did not affect the outside of the yard at all. The powerful and terrifying force only existed within the yard. Lei Zhangying and Lei Sanxiang felt the disturbance and rushed over quickly. Additionally, 3 other Taoist masters from the Lei family appeared simultaneously. These 3 Taoist masters had not even taken action during the destruction of the Yin family. Including them, the Lei family had a total of 6 Daozuns, which was much more powerful than the Yin family. When they saw Lei Yiming's condition, their faces changed drastically. Just as they were about to rush over, they heard Lei Yiming shout,
"Don't come over!"
Lei Yiming kept roaring, and waves of power burst from his body. Lightning flashed around him, and within the lightning, a series of Tao patterns emerged from his body and projected outward. The great Tao emerged, and the Tao patterns merged, forming a great Tao true body. Previously, summoning the great Tao true body had been easier, but now it was extremely difficult. The ice in the yard surged towards the great Tao true body, as if trying to freeze it.
"Break it for me!"
Lei Yiming roared, and the great Tao true body suddenly burst into boundless thunder, turning the yard into a sea of thunder. Under the continuous erosion of the sea of thunder, the frozen world finally cracked and slowly melted. However, the melting speed was outrageously slow. After half an hour, with a slight bang, the ice on his lower body finally broke. Lei Yiming escaped from the trap, and the true body of the Tao dissipated. The ice in the yard still existed. In the past half hour, only a little bit of the surface had melted. As the true body of the Tao dissipated, the previously melted ice began to condense again. Lei Yiming fell outside the yard and whispered,
"Except for you, no one is allowed to approach this yard."
His order was the supreme will of the Lei family, and no one dared to disobey. Lei Zhangying asked,
"Ancestor, what happened?"
Lei Yiming replied,
"She was here just now." "She?"
Lei Zhangying immediately realized who the ancestor was talking about and looked surprised.
"The Holy Land is moving so fast?"
Lei Yiming said,
"She came first. The people from the Holy Land haven't arrived yet."
Lei Zhangying thought for a while.
"Is she here to give us a warning?"
Lei Yiming hummed,
"We have to pay a price this time. Prepare some origin crystals as an apology. This woman is really powerful. It seems that I am still a little bit short. This frozen courtyard is one of our goals. Sooner or later, we will have to go back."
Lei Yiming's eyes flashed with fighting spirit, unwilling to admit defeat. Lei Zhangying's eyes also flashed with fighting spirit. The Lei family was never afraid of fighting. Even if it was the Holy Land, they would fight if necessary. Lei Sanxiang asked,
"Ancestor, do you know where she is now?"
Lei Yiming said,
"She said she was going to find Brother Lin. I'll leave for a while. You guys take care of the rest."
After that, Lei Yiming rushed out of the Lei family and headed for the depths of Leishan Mountain. In the depths of Leishan Mountain, the voice of Tianlai Taoist came from the thunder.
"Have you dealt with everything?"
Lei Yiming said,
"Something unexpected happened."
He told Tianlai Taoist about Gu Hanyu.
"Her name is Gu Hanyu. She is the Holy Lord of this generation of the Holy Land, with the cultivation of the 6th level of Dao Zun, which is stronger than me. She is going to find fellow Taoist Lin, and I can help her."
Tianlai Taoist whispered,
"It's okay. Brother Lin will be fine. Since you are here, don't leave yet. Just practice here for a while."
Lei Yiming's eyes lit up with joy.
Thank you, Senior.
A crack appeared in the mountains deep in Leishan Mountain, and Lei Yiming rushed in without hesitation. Lin Moyu flew towards the north, crossing countless mountains, forests, and lakes in one day. At his current speed, it would take about 5 days to leave the control of the Hanshui Holy Land. 5 million miles, 1 million miles a day was already very fast. In the Tianzuan realm, almost no one dared to fly at such a speed in the wilderness of the Origin Continent. The Origin Continent was not safe. In addition to the human race, countless spirit beasts lived in Nanzhou. Some spirit beasts were very strong, comparable to Daozuan. Lin Moyu knew this and tried not to cause a big commotion. For this reason, he used runes to make his breath weaker. However, doing so still couldn't completely avoid danger. With his powerful spiritual perception, Lin Moyu sensed several times that powerful beings were staring at him, but fortunately, they did not trouble him. Some powerful beings in the mountains and forests had reached the Daozuan realm. Although he was not afraid, it would be troublesome if they targeted him. Fortunately, he quickly left their territory and did not really annoy them.
Spirit beasts are the true sons of the Origin Continent. Without the Origin spiritual veins, they can still reproduce and prosper. They don't need the power of luck either. They can also become Daozun.
Lin Moyu's eyes were thoughtful.
Perhaps Daozun is not a realm for them, but just a symbol of strength. Just like the fish in the Boundary Sea, they don't need the rule world at all, and they can become Tianzun or even Daozun. There is more than one way to be powerful. The way of our human race is different from the way of these spirit beasts.
While thinking, Lin Moyu suddenly felt a chill. The sudden chill made him feel creepy. He braked suddenly and stopped in midair, looking around with extremely vigilant eyes, and said loudly,
"Which senior is here? Please show up."
The white cold air condensed not far in front of him, forming a figure. Wearing a white and gorgeous long skirt, the figure was shrouded in cold air, and the true face couldn't be seen clearly. But just the temperament was enough to make people fall in love with it. Lin Moyu felt danger from her, extreme danger.
Not only the fourth realm of Dao, but also stronger than Brother Lei. Who is this?
Unable to see the other person's face, Lin Moyu could only tell that she was a woman. He lowered his posture very low.
What instructions do you have for me?
Gu Hanyu looked at Lin Moyu. Her eyes seemed to have substance. Lin Moyu felt that his whole body was seen through, and there was no secret at all. Lin Moyu's whole body was tense, but he didn't dare to act rashly. Fortunately, the other party didn't spy on his rule world. Otherwise, he would have to fight to the death. Gu Hanyu said,
"At the age of just over 2000, you have cultivated to the realm of Tianzuan. You are no longer an ordinary genius, but a top-level genius. It's a pity that you have too many thoughts, otherwise this Saint Lord would like to cultivate you."
Lin Moyu's heart skipped a beat, and the 3 words,
"This Saint Lord,"
revealed her identity. She was the Lord of Hanshui Holy Land, Gu Hanyu. 2596, 2596. Chapter 2596. Take action sooner and get out sooner. In Lei Yiming's view, Gu Hanyu was not just a little scary but quite terrifying. In the eyes of others, the Lord of the Holy Land was synonymous with strength and power, a top figure on the Origin Continent. Lin Moyu didn't expect that Gu Hanyu would personally take action against him, which might be overestimating his importance. Quickly calculating in his mind, he realized that even if he used all his trump cards and detonated the corpse of the Yin family's ancestor, with the help of Zhu Shui, it would probably be difficult to harm her. In the face of an absolute gap in strength, all means seemed meaningless. Lin Moyu felt powerless but didn't give up.
"Senior, are you here to avenge the Yin family?"
Gu Hanyu chuckled, her laughter icy enough to freeze the soul.
"The Yin family is nothing, and it was the Lei family who did it. No matter what you did behind the scenes, it's the Lei family's business. You are just a heavenly venerable. You don't have that ability. This Saint Master wants to settle the account of Ling Shui with you."
Lin Moyu suddenly realized and immediately said,
Fellow Taoist Nian Shui made a soul oath.
Gu Hanyu sneered.
That was the oath of the Horned Dragon Star-Lord. This Saint Master wants to settle the account of you weakening Nian Shui's luck during the trip to Leishan. Don't worry, this Saint Master will not kill you. Your account will be settled in the future. Since you are a genius, I cannot leave you alone. You should understand the reason.
Lin Moyu felt uneasy. He realized that Gu Hanyu saw his high cultivation talent and decided to destroy his foundation. As for the soul oath, Gu Hanyu obviously didn't take it seriously. As the master of the Holy Land, she naturally had the means to avoid it. Otherwise, with his talent, even if Gu Nianshui got the inheritance of the Horned Dragon Star-Lord, it would be difficult to take revenge.
Lin Moyu sighed.
If the senior really wants to do this, the junior has no choice but to fight to the death.
Gu Hanyu chuckled.
Interesting. Then this saint wants to see what means you have. Fight to the death.
Her laughter was pleasant, but to Lin Moyu, it was colder than 10,000 years of ice. Lin Moyu's eyes narrowed slightly.
Then the senior will see.
He took out a magic weapon of the heavenly venerable realm and threw it at Gu Hanyu. The magic weapon exploded in midair, and the immortal flame evolved into a sea of fire, covering the world and engulfing Gu Hanyu. In the flames, countless fish flew out. Gu Hanyu's laughter came from the flames.
This magic weapon is interesting. It can actually summon so many world sea fish, but what's the use?
Countless world sea fish rushed towards Gu Hanyu, wrapping her inside and out. Gu Hanyu's laughter came from the center, and then a sharp cold air emerged. Wherever the cold air passed, the immortal flame world sea fish were frozen. In the blink of an eye, the world became a world of ice. Boom! The world sea fish in the ice suddenly exploded. Once the resurrected died again, they would explode, and the power was equivalent to self-explosion. It's a pity that Gu Hanyu's ice was too strong. Even if the world sea fish exploded one after another, they couldn't break the ice. Gu Hanyu slowly flew out of the frozen world, like a fairy, her cold eyes sweeping around.
You ran away quickly, but did you escape?
Lin Moyu's figure had long disappeared. Lin Moyu used the void hiding talisman, and at the cost of a significant reduction in speed, his breath was hidden to the extreme. Gu Hanyu was able to track him, and Lin Moyu guessed it was probably related to his breath. The time mark had been erased, and only his breath could track him.
Fight to the death? I'll fight to the death with you. I'm not an idiot.
Lin Moyu knew very well that the stronger and better he performed, the faster he would die. Originally, Gu Hanyu only intended to destroy his foundation. If he performed too powerfully, she might kill him in return. But he couldn't act too weakly either, or it would arouse Gu Hanyu's suspicion. So he could only act appropriately, and that would be enough. Lin Moyu was not actually afraid that Gu Hanyu would destroy his foundation. At most, he would commit suicide once and become a brand new person. If his new talent was not good, he could still go back to find Tianlei Daoren. On the contrary, if Gu Hanyu wanted to kill him, it would be a troublesome matter. So he couldn't act too amazing nor too weak, and he had to grasp the degree. Lin Moyu used the virtual invisibility talisman to sneak all the way and continue to move north. He also knew that the virtual invisibility talisman was probably useless, but he just wanted to put on a show for Gu Hanyu. At the same time, even the route to continue north was specially chosen. He wanted to tell Gu Hanyu that the reason he chose to continue north was to present a feeling that the most dangerous place was the safest place. This behavior, in Gu Hanyu's eyes, would become a little clever, but not particularly clever. Everything he did was to confuse Gu Hanyu, let Gu Hanyu destroy his foundation, and then get out of here quickly. Lin Moyu had done enough tricks. It depended on whether Gu Hanyu would be fooled. After a while, the coldness spread again. The world was frozen. The hidden talisman was directly broken, and Lin Moyu appeared in this frozen world. The cold air fell on his body, and a layer of frost suddenly formed, making Lin Moyu unable to move. The difference in power between him and Gu Hanyu was too great. There were countless gaps between the low-level Tianzuan and the 6th level of Daozuan. Could be said that Gu Hanyu could kill Lin Moyu hundreds of times with just a breath. The new talent would be useless in front of Gu Hanyu. He would be killed once he lived. Lin Moyu was like a baby in front of her, and all kinds of methods would be useless. At this moment, Lin Moyu looked helpless.
Senior, you have good means, and I am convinced.
Gu Hanyu smiled.
You should have other means. I heard from Nian Shui that your murderous aura is very strong, even stronger than that of Jiao Jiao Xingjiwen. Why don't you come out and try?
Lin Moyu smiled bitterly.
Is it necessary? You are a Taoist master, and I am just a low-level Tianzuan. What murderous aura can be useful to you? Senior is the knife and the chopping board, and I am just a fish. You can kill or cut me, as you wish.
Lin Moyu acted as if he was ready to die. Anyway, he couldn't beat her, so he simply didn't resist.
You can do whatever you want.
Gu Hanyu chuckled.
You look like this. It seems that this Saint Lord is bullying the younger generation.
Lin Moyu said.
Isn't it?
Gu Hanyu said.
This Saint Lord bullied you, so what?
As the master of the Holy Land, she was very domineering. She didn't need to explain what she wanted to do to anyone. Anyone who dared to say a word of nonsense would be killed directly. A ball of coldness emerged from Gu Hanyu's fingertips.
This cold air will freeze your blood and freeze your luck at the same time. This can be regarded as paying off the account of the trip to Leishan. As for the other accounts, Nian Shui will naturally come to you to settle them in the future.
Lin Moyu's face changed.
Senior is really good at tricks.
The blood is frozen, the luck is frozen, and there is no possibility for me to move forward. By then, Gu Nianshui will make rapid progress, and if I stand still, I will be surpassed sooner or later. This move actually solved the potential threat for Gu Nianshui. Although his face was extremely ugly, Lin Moyu was thinking in his heart.
What a cruel woman. If that's the case, then hurry up and get out.
Gu Hanyu pointed at Lin Moyu, and the cold air shot towards Lin Moyu like an arrow. Lin Moyu couldn't move and couldn't dodge. Suddenly, a thunderbolt jumped out of Lin Moyu's body, instantly breaking the cold air. 2597 2597. Hashtag chapter 2597. How can there be a fire that burns the world? Lightning suddenly appeared, breaking through the cold air. This change made Gu Hanyu exclaim in surprise. Not only her, but even Lin Moyu was a little surprised. He found that the source of the lightning was the inheritance jade token given by Tianlei Taoist. One of the two inheritance jade tokens, which inherited the Thunder Avenue, was shining in the soul world at this moment. The powerful force was directly transmitted from the soul world to the real world.
My brother, who dares to move?
A road appeared above Lin Moyu's head. In an instant, an area of 1,000 miles turned into a sea of thunder, and a thunder giant appeared within it.
Dao Jinshin.
Lin Moyu whispered softly. They were both Dao Jinshin, but Tianlei Taoist's Dao Jinshin was much more powerful than Lei Yiming's. Tianlei Taoist's Dao Jinshin was more solid, like a physical entity. Dao Jinshin was wearing battle armor made of thunder, with some illusory patterns on it. Lin Moyu guessed these might be Dao patterns. However, the Dao pattern was not visible now, and this Dao's true body could not exert its full power. After all, it was only the will of Tianlei Taoist that had descended, not his true body. Lin Moyu glanced at Gu Hanyu, whose face was hidden behind the cold air, making it impossible to see clearly. However, Lin Moyu could imagine that Gu Hanyu must be extremely shocked at this moment. Thunder and lightning suddenly flashed in the sky, and cracks in space appeared silently. Terrible winds and fire flew out of the cracks and attacked the Dao's true body.
The wind of annihilation, the fire of heavenly punishment.
Gu Hanyu suddenly spoke, her voice filled with strong shock and disbelief. Lin Moyu was also extremely shocked at this moment as he saw the fire of burning the world. The fire of heavenly punishment, as Gu Hanyu called it, was exactly the same as the fire of burning the world he had, except for the name and power. He didn't know why the wind of annihilation and the fire of burning the world suddenly appeared in the sky. But he knew that these two things were not good. The Taoist of heavenly thunder roared, holding thunder in his hand, and punched towards Gu Hanyu. Gu Hanyu also raised her hand and slapped it, and cold air burst out.
Who are you? Why did you attract heavenly punishment?
Tianlai Taoist said coldly.
You are not qualified.
Thunders fell one after another, and the Taoist of heavenly thunder's punch evolved into infinite thunder, trying to devour Gu Hanyu. Gu Hanyu naturally didn't care about ordinary thunders. Even Lei Yiming's thunder didn't concern her. But she couldn't withstand the thunder of Tianlai Taoist. The boundless cold air shattered in the thunder, and Gu Hanyu quickly retreated. In the competition of strength, she lost. At this time, the Taoist of heavenly thunder stepped into the void, and in an instant, countless lightning bolts evolved from all directions to trap Gu Hanyu. Gu Hanyu took out a magic weapon, which evolved into a large array of ice, and with her cold air, she instantly completed self-freezing. Since she couldn't avoid it, she decided to bear it. The Tao's true body carried thousands of thunderbolts and punched the ice. The ice was broken in an instant, and then countless thunderbolts fell on Gu Hanyu. Gu Hanyu groaned, took out a jade card, and sprayed blood on it. The jade card flashed, and Gu Hanyu disappeared.
Escaped.
Lin Moyu never thought that Gu Hanyu would escape. At this moment, the wind of annihilation and the fire of burning the world fell on the Tao's true body at the same time. The powerful Tao's true body was blown by the wind of annihilation, and the armor was broken one after another. The fire of burning the world enveloped the true body of the great Tao, and the true body of the great Tao was burned in the flames. Lin Moyu saluted the true body of the great Tao.
Thank you, Brother Tianlai, for saving me.
The voice of Tianlai Taoist sounded.
Brother Lin, don't worry. I have been targeted by the great Tao and cannot show myself outside. Once I show myself, I will definitely be punished. This is just a wisp of a clone, it doesn't matter. This woman has been injured by my Thunder Great Tao, and the injury should be serious. She has many magic weapons, and it is not easy to kill her. But my Thunder Great Tao is not so easy to bear. She will not pose a threat to Brother Lin for the time being. 2 jade cards can only protect Brother Lin twice. The origin continent is not safe. Brother Lin must be extremely careful.
The last word fell, and the wind of annihilation and the fire of burning the world completely devoured the true body of the great Tao. Lin Moyu sighed softly.
What a pity!
The reason for this pity was only known to him. Originally, Gu Hanyu had decided to hurt him but not kill him. At that time, he only needed to act again, find the right opportunity, and complete the rebirth, so that he could deceive Gu Hanyu, instead of wasting a precious chance to save his life like now. This is a real chance to save his life. There are only 2, and now it has been reduced by half, so Lin Moyu feels a little pity. But thinking about it, Lin Moyu is not sure whether his previous approach is completely safe. What if Gu Hanyu has some special means? Even the rebirth will be useless. Or Gu Hanyu will keep an eye on him, and once she finds out that he has broken her means, she will come again. His previous method is not foolproof.
I am lucky if I get it, and I will die if I lose it.
Lin Moyu whispered.
It's good now.
Although he wasted an opportunity, Gu Hanyu will definitely not dare to trouble him again. She should have escaped with some magic in the end, and I don't know how injured she is. It's better to hurt her more seriously. In a flash, Lin Moyu thought of another question.
Why is there a world-burning fire in the heavenly punishment? What exactly is the world-burning fire left by the mysterious master? Why can the world-burning fire that even Brother Tianlai can't stop be controlled by people?
Lin Moyu was puzzled and couldn't figure it out. If you don't understand, put it aside for the time being, collect your mind, and continue to move north. After encountering Gu Hanyu, Lin Moyu's mind became relaxed and his mood became comfortable. Mountains passed by one after another, and the mountains were far away. Lin Moyu moved forward in a straight line, trying to collect his breath as much as possible. Occasionally, he would break into the territory of some powerful spirit beasts, but as long as he didn't do anything out of the ordinary, these spirit beasts would rarely attack him. After 3 alternations of the origin, Lin Moyu had come to the edge of the Hanshui Holy Land. The origin of the Hanshui Holy Land had become extremely weak after coming here. Only some weak families relied on these weak origins to survive. Without the suppression of the origin, the terrain here was changeable. Every once in a while, the terrain would change, and the role of the map would be greatly weakened.
This is the edge of the Hanshui Holy Land, and it is also the area bordering the forces of the Wendao sect. The 2 origins of the Hanshui Holy Land and the Wendao sect collided here, and then they were clearly divided into their own territories. No matter which force, their control over this area is very weak. Compared to the hinterland, this area seems more primitive and more dangerous, and the original spirit beasts living here are even more powerful.
As the controller of an area, Hanshui Holy Land had long cleared out the spirit beasts that threatened it in its territory. The strongest spirit beast Lin Moyu encountered along the way was only the first level of Dao Zun. But when you reach the edge, the spirit beasts you encounter will become stronger and stronger, and it is very likely to encounter spirit beasts of the 2nd, 3rd, or even 4th level of Dao Zun. The last 1,000,000 miles of road are more difficult to walk than before. 2598, 2598. ## chapter 2598. Enemies meet on a narrow road. In the last 1,000,000 miles, Lin Moyu didn't dare to use the Eye of the Dead to see. He knew that the Eye of the Dead could not hide from the Dao Zun spirit beasts, and they would regard it as a provocation. He avoided releasing the skeleton god general to explore this area, as that would simply be courting death. Those Dao Zun realm spirit beasts were very likely to find him by tracking the breath left by the skeleton god general. Gu Hanyu had found him through a trace of breath, demonstrating that Dao Zun had this capability, which spelled trouble. The normal route to leave the Hanshui Holy Land should not be like this. There should be a smooth road to take. However, that road was controlled by the Hanshui Holy Land, making it inaccessible to him. So he had no choice but to take this perilous path. As he ventured deeper, his speed gradually slowed down. He merged the forces of the Avenue of Time and the Avenue of Space to form the Calendar of Time and Space. Lin Moyu entered another time and space, making his breath weaker and weaker. This method was more effective than the Void Hidden Talisman, but Lin Moyu was unsure if it could hide him from the spirit beasts.
I hope I'll have better luck,
he thought. He ventured deeper into this wild area, where traces of the human race became fewer and fewer until they disappeared entirely. The primitive aura grew stronger, and even in another time and space, Lin Moyu could feel this change. Lin Moyu became increasingly cautious. This was already a place where the origin of the Hanshui Holy Land was extremely thin. After flying for a while, Lin Moyu showed some surprise.
There are people.
He looked down from a high place and saw a group of people stopping in front of a lake. This group wore uniform clothes, indicating they were from the same force. There were 3 Tianzins in the team, and the rest were Supremes.
Are they training?
Lin Moyu was puzzled. Training in such a place was akin to provoking a Daozuan realm spirit beast and seeking death. In Lin Moyu's perception, there was a Daozuan realm spirit beast in the huge lake where they were. But these people didn't seem to be afraid.
Could it be that they have some agreement with the spirit beast?
He wondered. Many Daozuan realm spirit beasts had wisdom, so it wasn't impossible to negotiate. Lin Moyu didn't want to meddle in other people's business, so he turned around and left after taking a look. Among the people by the lake, a celestial master looked up at where Lin Moyu was and happened to see him leaving.
Someone actually dared to fly here. How brave!
One celestial master remarked. The other 2 celestial masters also saw Lin Moyu.
The more skilled, the more courageous he is. Maybe he is strong enough. He should have a special method to hide his breath. Although we can see him, we can't sense his breath. Indeed, this method is really good. There are mountains beyond mountains, and people beyond people. The origin continent is vast, and our experience is far from enough.
The celestial master sighed but didn't pursue Lin Moyu. In such a place, it was difficult to distinguish between enemies and friends, and it wasn't suitable to deal with strangers. After a short encounter, it might be an eternal farewell. There were too many passers-by in life, and there was only one chance in a lifetime. Lin Moyu continued north, and the breath of the primitive wilderness became more intense. He could feel the powerful breaths one after another. Half a day later, he had flown hundreds of thousands of miles, and the last 1,000,000 miles of the journey had passed halfway. Another 600,000 miles, and he would be able to truly leave the control area of the Hanshui Holy Land. In fact, he was already safe in this area, and the Hanshui Holy Land should not chase him. There were many spirit beasts in the realm of Daozuan here, and these spirit beasts had a sense of territory. It was good that a heavenly master like Lin Moyu came in because the spirit beasts could sense that he was not a threat to them. If a Daozun came, it would probably directly attract the attack of spirit beasts. Lin Moyu had a thought in his mind.
Will there be a human Daozun coming here to hunt?
These Daozuan realm spirit beasts were dangerous but also full of treasures. If they could be hunted successfully, the flesh and blood of the spirit beasts could be excellent materials for refining tools and alchemy, especially those flesh and blood with Dao patterns which were top materials. Additionally, the spirit beasts could be tamed and brought back to the sect to become guarding spirit beasts. Many powerful sects did this, using spirit beasts to guard the mountain gate, which was very powerful.
If there is a chance in the future, I can also hunt a few to guard the mountain gate,
he thought. Shaking his head, Lin Moyu felt that he was thinking too far ahead. Now he wasn't even completely safe, so how could he think about these illusory things? Yin and Yang alternated, Taiyin origin regained control of the earth, night fell, and the temperature dropped rapidly. Lin Moyu's figure, under the illumination of Taiyin origin, revealed loneliness. Another 100,000 miles away, he could leave the area of Hanshui Holy Land. From afar, Lin Moyu saw a magical scene. Waves of origin power, with dreamy colors, rose from under the earth, forming a layer of light waterfalls flowing upstream. This layer of waterfalls composed of origin power spread over tens of millions of kilometers, with no end in sight, like a ribbon wrapping around Hanshui Holy Land.
Origin is like a waterfall.
Lin Moyu thought of a phrase. This phenomenon was because the origin spiritual vein of Hanshui Holy Land and the origin spiritual vein of One Dao sect collided here. The powerful force of the collision of the two origin spiritual veins tore the earth and formed a spectacular origin waterfall. It should have been the outermost end of the origin spiritual vein, but because of the competition between the two origin spiritual veins, the origin power here became stronger. Unfortunately, it was also because of the competition between the two spiritual veins that the origin power became irritable and could not be absorbed and utilized by people. The countercurrent waterfall formed by the power of origin was spectacular, with a dreamy color and a strong breath of origin rushing towards the face, straight into the soul. Even Lin Moyu couldn't help but admire it. After getting closer for a while, the power of origin hit like waves, and the power of origin penetrated time and space. Lin Moyu could no longer maintain the power of time and space and revealed his figure. As soon as he appeared in the normal space, he felt the power of origin more clearly. The power of origin here was extremely chaotic. The two spiritual veins of origin collided and merged with each other, forming a power that could not be absorbed at all. If one tried to absorb the power of origin to practice here, the avenue would be chaotic and counterproductive. Boom! The huge impact force, mixed with the power of origin, hit Lin Moyu, who couldn't keep his body steady and was immediately blown away for hundreds of miles. Then came a deafening roar that went straight into the soul. Under the illumination of the Taiyin origin, two huge Daozuan realm spirit beasts rushed into the sky and burst out with amazing power. Seeing this, Lin Moyu retreated again and stayed away from the place of right and wrong. Once the Daozuan realm spirit beasts fought recklessly, the aftermath alone would be enough to make him suffer.
Spirit beasts occasionally fight, but Daozuan realm spirit beasts generally remain restrained and will not attack casually. They often have reasons for fighting. Could it be that some treasure has appeared? But why are these two Daozuan realm spirit beasts so similar?
Lin Moyu, thousands of miles away, used his full eyesight to look carefully. The two Daozuan realm spirit beasts looked almost the same. From their aura, they should be more than Daozuan realm 1 or 2, at least above Daozuan realm 3. How strong they were, Lin Moyu couldn't see clearly. Lin Moyu's face suddenly changed, and he blurted out,
Gu Hanyu.
The two Daozuan realm spirit beasts were not fighting each other. There was another person between them, who was Gu Hanyu. 2599, 2599. ## chapter 2599. How do you know the origin of magic? Lin Moyu had never seen Gu Hanyu's true appearance. However, Gu Hanyu's aura was so distinctive that he would recognize her instantly if he saw her again. Previously, Gu Hanyu had escaped using magic weapons and secret techniques. Lin Moyu didn't expect her to appear here and provoke two Daozuan realm spirit beasts. Upon seeing Gu Hanyu, Lin Moyu's first instinct was to flee. But before he could make a move, a chill enveloped him. Frost formed around him, and a layer of ice appeared on his body, freezing him in place once again. At the same time that Lin Moyu saw Gu Hanyu, she also noticed him.
Bad luck.
Lin Moyu cursed inwardly. Even from thousands of miles away, he could feel Gu Hanyu's murderous gaze. The two spirit beasts roared and attacked simultaneously, their powerful origin energy surging through the air. Gu Hanyu's attention shifted back to the spirit beasts, focusing on dealing with them. The power of the spirit beasts was immense, beyond imagination. The massive force spread in all directions, toppling ancient trees and dense forests. Cracks began to appear in the ice seal around Lin Moyu's body, and it was about to break. Lin Moyu was delighted. As long as the ice seal broke, he would escape immediately. He couldn't afford to provoke Gu Hanyu for the time being. Gu Hanyu waved her hands, and a huge figure appeared under the moonlight. Gu Hanyu had also summoned her Dao true body, which took the form of a female warrior made of ice. The ice goddess of war wore armor and, though large, was graceful. The goddess held a massive ice spear, dominating the world. The two spirit beasts roared continuously, colliding and merging together. After merging, their strength surged, and their bodies grew larger. From their aura and power, they were not weaker than Gu Hanyu's Dao true body. Lin Moyu noticed lightning flashing on Gu Hanyu's body.
Her injury hasn't healed, and Brother Tianlei's Dao attack is still affecting her.
The power of Tianlei Taoist was not easy to bear. Although Gu Hanyu had escaped, she was seriously injured. Now, her power was not at its peak. Much of her strength was used to suppress the thunder power within her. Gu Hanyu's face was gloomy, and blood trickled from the corners of her mouth. If it weren't for the need to suppress the thunder power, these two spirit beasts wouldn't be her opponents at all. The ice goddess and the spirit beasts clashed, and it was difficult to determine a winner. The origin power surged explosively, and the ice around Lin Moyu continued to collapse. With a sound like breaking glass, the ice shattered, and Lin Moyu was freed. He immediately leaped away without hesitation. The wings of the undead spread out, and he didn't dare to hold back. His soul power was pushed to the extreme, and his speed reached unprecedented levels. At this moment, he didn't care whether he would attract attacks from other spirit beasts.
Don't even think about running away.
Gu Hanyu shouted. She turned into a light and chased after Lin Moyu. The ice goddess continued to battle the two spirit beasts, but Gu Hanyu pursued Lin Moyu regardless. Her speed was faster than Lin Moyu's, and the distance between them rapidly closed. Lin Moyu finally saw Gu Hanyu's appearance clearly. Her beauty was breathtaking. Under ordinary circumstances, it would be worth appreciating. But now, in Lin Moyu's eyes, she was just a crazed woman. Gu Hanyu's eyes were filled with murderous intent. This time, she didn't want to just cripple Lin Moyu's foundation. She wanted to kill him. After becoming the Holy Lord of the Hanshui Holy Land, she hadn't been injured for many years. Unexpectedly, a mere Lin Moyu had caused her serious injury. She was the Lord of the Holy Land, a powerful existence in the sixth realm of Dao Zun, but she had been injured by a low-level Tianzuan. No matter the reason, the fact was that she was injured. This was a humiliation, and only by killing Lin Moyu could she wash it away. The distance between them kept closing, and Lin Moyu knew he couldn't escape. At this point, he had to fight. Secret technique. Skybreaker. A violent, murderous aura rose, and the murderous intent accumulated by Lin Moyu over thousands of years of killing erupted completely. The murderous aura transformed into a huge sword, slashing towards Gu Hanyu. Previously, he couldn't use the murderous aura effectively, but after obtaining the Skybreaker secret technique from Gu Nianshui, he could now transform the murderous aura into a weapon. Lin Moyu had tried it and found it quite powerful. The attack power of this secret technique had little to do with the realm. Its power was determined by the strength of one's murderous aura. With his murderous aura, the power of the Skybreaker slash had reached the level of a mid-level Heavenly Venerable. The attack power was secondary. The attack of a mid-level Heavenly Venerable had no effect on Gu Hanyu. The reason he chose it was because it had a strong enough momentum and a large enough coverage. The sword transformed by the murderous aura slashed towards Gu Hanyu. Her face remained cold.
A trifling trick.
She clapped her jade hands, and a giant palm evolved, smashing the sword into pieces. The sword was broken, but its murderous aura exploded in all directions. In an instant, powerful auras rose from the forest below, and the spirit beasts in the Dao Zun realm woke up one after another. Gu Hanyu then understood Lin Moyu's true intention.
You are courting death.
Lin Moyu snorted coldly and ignored her. With a thought, a large piece of fog appeared behind him. The mist evolved into the skeleton hell, and the spirits in the hellless zone pressed down on Gu Hanyu. Gu Hanyu snorted coldly.
You have many tricks, but they are useless.
She felt a strong chill on her body, and the skeleton hell was immediately frozen and then shattered. Lin Moyu did not expect the skeleton hell to stop Gu Hanyu. He just wanted to complete the mark. With the mark, he could then perform the corpse explosion. The corpses of the 3 Dao Zun ancestors of the Yin family were still in his hands. Although their realms were not as high as Gu Hanyu's, they were still his trump cards. If it didn't work, there was still a chance with Tianlei Taoist's amulet, but Lin Moyu really didn't want to use it. The chill still enveloped Lin Moyu, and the coldness penetrated his bones, slowing his speed significantly. At this time, Gu Hanyu suddenly groaned, and blood flowed from the corner of her mouth again. Thunder erupted from her body, and Tianlei Taoist's thunder power began to rage once more. Gu Hanyu had to use more strength to suppress the injury. She couldn't help but look back. After losing control, her Dao True Body lost the upper hand in the battle with the spirit beasts. If the Dao True Body was hurt, Gu Hanyu would also be implicated. Lin Moyu clearly felt that Gu Hanyu's aura was slightly weaker than before. This discovery made Lin Moyu feel that he was not hopeless. He remembered what Tianlei Taoist had said. Gu Hanyu was more seriously injured than it appeared.
There is still a chance.
Lin Moyu shook the wings of the undead again and fled with all his might. He wanted to delay, and the longer the delay, the better it would be for him. Gu Hanyu also realized this and waved a large piece of cold air to freeze Lin Moyu. His speed was reduced again, and Gu Hanyu quickly approached. In a blink of an eye, the distance between them was less than 1,000 miles. Lin Moyu no longer held back, and the original magic that had not been used for a long time suddenly activated. Origin magic. Gathering power. In an instant, the endless power of the undead legion gathered on him, and his realm was raised layer by layer. At the same time, a strange power spread from Lin Moyu. Gu Hanyu's eyes shrank suddenly.
Origin magic.
Then she shouted in a delicate voice.
How do you have the origin magic?
Lin Moyu ignored her. After using the gathering power magic, his realm was raised at an astonishing speed. Now, the number of the undead legion was far greater than before, and the power gathered was also beyond imagination. In an instant, Lin Moyu broke through 2 realms and reached the high-level Heavenly Venerable. While his realm was raised, Lin Moyu's soul and body were under great pressure.
Bang!
Golden flames burned fiercely, and the immortal golden body was activated immediately.
Immortal golden body!
Gu Hanyu exclaimed again, stunned for a moment. An attack shot from the earth and hit Gu Hanyu heavily. 2600, 2600. Hashtag chapter 2600. If I believe you, there will be something wrong. Gu Hanyu was caught off guard by Lin Moyu's use of origin magic and the immortal golden body. When the attack came, she didn't even have time to react. With a loud bang, Gu Hanyu was sent flying backward, blood spurting from her mouth and staining her white clothes red. Gu Hanyu quickly regained her composure and slapped her hand backward. In an instant, thousands of miles were frozen, turning the land into an icy wasteland. The spirit beast that had attacked Gu Hanyu earlier was instantly turned into an ice sculpture, its life force rapidly diminishing. Gu Hanyu looked up and saw that Lin Moyu had already fled far away, almost out of sight. After Lin Moyu used his concentration technique, his strength increased significantly, and his realm had reached the limit of a high-level Tianzuan, just a step away from the peak of Tianzuan. Both his soul and body were under immense pressure. If he pushed any further, both would collapse. Maintaining his peak state, Lin Moyu vibrated the wings of the undead and moved away at his fastest speed. Gu Hanyu's face was cold.
You can't escape.
The blood at the corner of her mouth fell away naturally, and her red clothes regained their luster. Gu Hanyu turned into a stream of light and chased after Lin Moyu. Even though Lin Moyu used origin magic, he was still not as fast as Gu Hanyu. Gu Hanyu emitted cold air all around her, freezing thousands of miles wherever she passed. A roar sounded from the earth, and souls awakened one after another. Gu Hanyu's wanton intrusion into their territory was no longer just a provocation but an invasion. Hundreds of thousands of miles of wild land shook violently, and countless spirit beasts revived and roared in anger. Lin Moyu's expression was grim.
This woman is crazy.
He knew that Gu Hanyu wasn't losing her mind. She was doing this on purpose. Gu Hanyu was a powerful figure in the sixth realm of Dao Zun and the Lord of Hanshui Holy Land. Whether it was her means or magic weapons, she was far superior to ordinary Dao Zun. Even though she was injured, her ability to survive was still far better than his. When all the spirit beasts revived, it would be him who was in greater danger. Now, Gu Hanyu was trying to kill him with the help of the spirit beasts. Lin Moyu snorted coldly.
It's a nice thought, but you're dreaming.
The wings of the undead vibrated, and he sped up, heading north. As long as he crossed the origin waterfall, he could enter the territory of the One Dao sect. At that time, even Gu Hanyu would have to be cautious. Gu Hanyu obviously knew Lin Moyu's thoughts. A sharp sword appeared in her hand, which suddenly turned into a stream of light and shot towards Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu snorted lightly, and the giant power lich appeared behind him. The power avenue emerged, and the ancestral water fell simultaneously. The giant power lich's aura increased sharply, and it punched out one punch after another. One punch, two punches, three punches, each one heavier than the last. When the third punch was thrown, the true body of the Dao emerged. Gu Hanyu was surprised again. It was unheard of for a Tianzuan realm to display the true body of the Dao. But she could see that this Dao true body was not very powerful. The fist and sword collided, and the Dao true body collapsed instantly. Lin Moyu pointed at Gu Hanyu at the same time. Origin-level magic. Time curse. Gu Hanyu groaned as her soul was attacked, making her feel uncomfortable. It was also because of this soul attack that the flying sword lost its target and turned back. Her face became increasingly ugly.
The attack of the Tianzuan realm can actually affect the soul of this Saint Lord. This child cannot be kept.
She finally realized the horror of Lin Moyu. She felt that even if Gu Nianshui obtained the inheritance of the Star Lord, he might not be Lin Moyu's opponent. Her killing intent towards Lin Moyu grew extremely strong. But when she thought of Lin Moyu's origin magic and immortal golden body, she suddenly hesitated again. The Hanshui Holy Land had a long history, As the master of the Holy Land, she knew much more than ordinary people. Even Tianlai Daorin, a strong man of the ninth realm of Daozun, knew fewer secrets than her. She knew what origin magic meant and what the immortal golden body signified. Origin magic is different from origin-level magic. The former can be considered innate, while origin-level magic is acquired, and the difference between the two is immense. Gu Hanyu was calculating the gains and losses, and gradually her killing intent weakened. However, she couldn't let Lin Moyu go, otherwise, it would leave a big trouble for the Holy Land. She couldn't kill him and she couldn't let him go. She could only turn hostility into friendship and find a way to resolve past grudges.
Stop! I won't kill you!
Gu Hanyu's voice reached Lin Moyu's ears, and it sounded like there was indeed no killing intent. But Lin Moyu didn't dare to stop. God knows if Gu Hanyu was acting. If she was, then although he wouldn't die, he would definitely lose the last amulet of Tianlai Taoist. It wasn't worth it. Gu Hanyu saw Lin Moyu not stopping, so she accelerated to catch up with him, and at the same time, she sent a soul message.
This Saint Lord promises not to kill you. Let's talk.
Lin Moyu continued to fly silently. Now, no matter what Gu Hanyu said, his main point was one word. Escape. Escape was the best strategy. If he really wanted to talk about something, he could wait until he reached the Dao Zun realm in the future and had bargaining chips. What's the point of talking now? What qualifications did he have to talk? Gu Hanyu called several times but found that it didn't work, and there was a little anger in her eyes. In her opinion, she had already lowered her status, but Lin Moyu was still so ungrateful. With anger, Gu Hanyu raised her hand and slapped it. The terrible cold gathered in front of Lin Moyu, and she instantly turned into an ice goddess of war. Gu Hanyu's Dao true body moved directly from a distance to Lin Moyu's front as if teleporting. The Dao true body thrust out with a spear, and the world froze in an instant, turning Lin Moyu into an ice sculpture. Lin Moyu was frozen again and could not move. Amid the roar, the spirit beast fighting with the ice goddess locked onto Gu Hanyu and rushed over quickly. The ice goddess turned around and fought with it again. However, after the teleportation just now, the ice goddess's combat power was obviously weakened by several points, and the teleportation consumed a lot of its strength. Gu Hanyu's mouth was bleeding again, and thunder spread on her body. The injuries that had been suppressed before broke out again. The roars came one after another, and spirit beasts appeared in the void, rushing from all directions. All these spirit beasts were in the Daozun realm, and they were at least powerful spirit beasts above the third realm of Daozun. Gu Hanyu's face changed slightly. If it were normal, she would not be afraid. But now, most of her strength was used to suppress the injury, and the situation was not favorable for her. She looked at Lin Moyu with a very complicated expression. Lin Moyu felt a faint murderous intent from her eyes, but there was also hesitation.
What is she thinking? She wanted to kill me so much before. Why is she hesitating now? Is it because of Gu Nianshui? Does she still want to cut off my foundation and let Gu Nianshui deal with me? She asked me to stop before and said she had something to discuss. Is it true or false? She had a chance to kill me by using the true body of the Great Tao, but she just trapped me in ice. It's really strange.
Lin Moyu couldn't understand Gu Hanyu's inner thoughts and could only analyze from her eyes, but he couldn't gather too much information. More and more Dao Zun realm spirit beasts came over. Once surrounded, even she would be in trouble. Gu Hanyu made a decision. The coldness between heaven and earth intensified. The true body of the great Tao burst out with a shocking coldness, freezing the heaven and earth, and blocking the spirit beasts that came around. Gu Hanyu stretched out her hand and pressed it lightly, and the power of Dao Zun wrapped Lin Moyu, flying into the dense forest with him, and disappeared in an instant. 2601 2601 ## chapter 2601. Is it the one at your feet? Gu Hanyu led Lin Moyu through the dense forest at an astonishing speed. Lin Moyu noticed that wherever Gu Hanyu passed, everything was frozen. Even the breath left behind was frozen. The surroundings gradually became quiet, and the Tao true body disappeared at some point. Gu Hanyu wiped out all traces and disappeared from the soul's perception. What Lin Moyu couldn't achieve no matter how careful he was, Gu Hanyu accomplished effortlessly. After flying thousands of miles, Gu Hanyu finally stopped. She patted Lin Moyu lightly, the ice broke, and Lin Moyu regained his freedom. Lin Moyu asked,
"What do you want to do?"
Gu Hanyu was about to respond, but suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood. Her body swayed, and she almost lost her balance. She took a deep breath, slowly steadied herself, and the light on her body flowed, making all the blood disappear. On the surface, she was still the beautiful and majestic head of the Hanshui Holy Land. Gu Hanyu suppressed the injury in her body again. After being injured, she fought several times, worsening her condition. While suppressing the injury, she also kept an eye on Lin Moyu, her gaze saying,
"If you dare to escape, I will kill you."
Lin Moyu did not leave. He was very curious about why Gu Hanyu had changed her mind. For someone like her, with a firm heart of Taoism, once she made a decision, she wouldn't change it easily. There must be something special that made her change her original plan. After a moment, Gu Hanyu let out a long breath, and there were thunders in this breath, almost instantly burning an ancient tree. Gu Hanyu said,
"If I ask you something, you'd better answer honestly, or this Saint Lord will definitely kill you."
Lin Moyu was relaxed and casual.
"Ask away. If I can tell you, I will."
Things had come to this point, and Lin Moyu didn't have to hide anything. He knew very well that Gu Hanyu couldn't kill him. If she really tried to kill him, she would die instead. Seeing Lin Moyu's attitude, Gu Hanyu's anger surged, but she suppressed it.
"This Saint Lord asks you, how did you get the origin magic?"
Lin Moyu shrugged.
"I can't say."
Gu Hanyu asked.
"What about the immortal golden body?"
Lin Moyu shrugged again.
"I still can't say."
Although she was the Holy Lord, Lin Moyu didn't know her, and she had wanted to kill him before. They were enemies, not friends, so why should he tell her anything?
"How dare you!"
Gu Hanyu shouted angrily.
"This Holy Lord asks you, and you dare not answer."
For a moment, she took on the posture of the Holy Lord again. Having been in a high position for a long time, her aura was so compelling that people couldn't look directly at her. But Lin Moyu was not afraid at all. Having been in a high position for a long time, who wasn't? He was the master of the big world, and in the big world, he was also an existence that had the final say. What's more, the stronger Tianlai Taoist also called him a brother. A Taoist of the sixth realm wanted to scare him? It was just a dream. Lin Moyu looked directly at Gu Hanyu, squinting his eyes slightly.
"You look pretty, but why are you so bad-tempered? If you want to kill me, just do it, and see who will die in the end." "You."
Gu Hanyu's pretty face suddenly changed. At this moment, she did have murderous intentions, but she suppressed them again. Her rising and falling chest showed that she was a little excited at the moment. For countless years, others had always complimented her and flattered her. When had anyone dared to talk to her like this? Gu Hanyu said,
"Believe it or not, I will catch you and lock you up."
Lin Moyu sneered.
"You can try."
She still wanted to threaten him? Who was afraid of whom? Lin Moyu had now grasped Gu Hanyu's psychology. She didn't want to kill him, but she didn't dare to kill him either. Although Gu Hanyu had lived for many years, she was really not as good as him in understanding people's hearts. Lin Moyu could guess some of Gu Hanyu's inner thoughts from various details, expressions, and eyes. The two of them were deadlocked, and the atmosphere became awkward. Gu Hanyu was used to being high and mighty, and it was impossible for her to lower herself and say nice things to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu also understood this and whispered,
"You want to turn enemies into friends with me, right?"
Gu Hanyu sneered.
"You think too highly of yourself."
Lin Moyu smiled slightly. He knew that Gu Hanyu still couldn't let go of her face and identity.
"It doesn't matter if you don't admit it. I just want to tell you that I have never thought of being an enemy of Hanshui Holy Land. From the beginning to the end, you have been the ones who have troubled me, and I have never taken the initiative to trouble you. Before, Gu Nianhai forced us to go to the secret collection of Jiao Jiao Xingjuan because of the Lan family's affairs. In fact, I have no interest in the inheritance of Jiao Jiao Xingjuan. I have my own Dao area and don't need other people's inheritance. Later, the Yin family also took the initiative to kill me, so I had to fight back. And you, it's almost the same. The injury you suffered was also self-inflicted.
Gu Hanyu was furious at what Lin Moyu said, but Lin Moyu was telling the truth. Lin Moyu waved his hand.
Okay, I've already said it. We won't interfere with each other in the future. You go your way, I go mine. As long as you control Gu Nianshui and your Han's Holy Land from bothering me, I won't bother you either. No!
Gu Hanyu interrupted Lin Moyu.
I don't trust you.
Lin Moyu's talent was too strong. If he grew up, he would be a terrible enemy of Hanshui Holy Land. Lin Moyu showed some helplessness.
Then what do you want to do? Let me take a soul oath. Do you think that will be useful to me?
Gu Hanyu said,
A soul oath is fine. There will be some restrictions.
Even if she completely violated the soul oath, she would have to pay some price. Moreover, the soul oath could be her way out and save face. Lin Moyu said,
Actually, I also want to give you a way out, but I don't want to take a soul oath. After all, I have to save face. Since I said I would not take the initiative to become an enemy of the Han's Holy Land, I will keep my word. Whether you believe it or not is up to you. Don't follow me anymore.
Before he finished speaking, Lin Moyu's face suddenly changed, and Gu Hanyu's face also changed. The two shouted in unison,
Be careful!
Gu Hanyu's reaction was faster than Lin Moyu's. She took a step forward and pushed Lin Moyu away with a palm. At the same time, she stepped sideways and retreated 100 meters. Two cold lights flashed from the position where they were originally standing. If they were a moment slower, they would definitely have been cut by the cold light. Wherever the cold light passed, cracks appeared in the space. Lin Moyu knew very well that with the spatial strength of the origin continent, anything that could cut a crack in the space would be enough to kill him. Of course, because of the Jade Token of Tianlei Taoist, he would not die. Even without the Jade Token, he could be resurrected. But he didn't expect that Gu Hanyu would save him at the last moment. Lin Moyu asked,
What is it?
Gu Hanyu looked serious.
It's a shadow mantis, a very special spiritual beast. It can be invisible, and even Dao Zun can't easily find it.
It was the first time Lin Moyu had heard of a spirit beast called a shadow mantis. Suddenly, he sensed the fluctuation of space and shouted,
Be careful!
Gu Hanyu had already left the place one step faster than him. There was another flash of cold light where he was standing. A towering old tree next to it was cut off by the cold light and fell with a bang. Gu Hanyu was filled with cold air, and ice formed all around her.
Shadow mantis usually does not act alone. It is the companion spirit beast of the three-colored phantom snake. Where there is a shadow mantis, there is a high probability that a three-colored phantom snake will appear.
Lin Moyu looked at Gu Hanyu.
The three-colored phantom snake you are talking about, is it the one at your feet?
2602 2602. ## chapter 2602. Husband and wife are like intertwined branches, sharing weal and woe and life and death. Gu Hanyu looked down and saw a small snake. The snake had opened its mouth and was biting at her. She cried out in surprise, and a cold air emanated from her body to defend herself while she tried to dodge. But she was still a step too late. The three-colored phantom snake was not affected by the cold air and was faster than Gu Hanyu, biting her calf. Gu Hanyu screamed, and her aura surged, shaking the three-colored phantom snake away. Two inconspicuous wounds appeared on Gu Hanyu's calf. The wounds were small, but Gu Hanyu's expression was as grim as if she had lost a loved one. Lin Moyu asked,
Are you okay?
Gu Hanyu sealed her calf with ice and whispered,
This is trouble.
Lin Moyu asked,
The snake should be poisonous, right?
Gu Hanyu nodded.
It's not just any poison. It's a very potent one.
Her eyes dimmed, and her high-handed demeanor dissipated, as if she had fallen from the throne of a deity to an ordinary woman.
You run away quickly. I'll hold them back.
The cold air intensified, freezing the surrounding space layer by layer. Space fluctuated again, and the shadow mantis's sharp blade passed through, breaking the ice layer in the spatial crack. With one blow, it disappeared again. Even the three-colored phantom snake vanished, its whereabouts unknown. Lin Moyu was surprised.
I thought their strength was only at the first level of Dao Zun. It should be easy for you to kill them.
Gu Hanyu said.
If I weren't injured, it would be easy. But now, part of my strength is suppressing my injury. And I was bitten by the three-colored phantom snake. Its poison is very troublesome. I didn't expect that I, Gu Hanyu, would fall into this situation.
Gu Hanyu's eyes dimmed, revealing a faint, miserable smile, as if she would die here. Lin Moyu said,
It's just a poisonous snake. Can its poison really kill a Dao Zun of the sixth realm like you?
Gu Hanyu rolled her eyes at Lin Moyu.
What do you know?
Lin Moyu said,
I really don't understand, so please tell me.
At this point, Lin Moyu didn't want to leave. Even if it was because Gu Hanyu had pushed him away just now, he couldn't leave. Revenge when there is a grudge, repay a favor when there is a favor. This was Lin Moyu's principle and bottom line. Not only did Lin Moyu not leave, but he walked in front of Gu Hanyu. Gu Hanyu controlled the ice layer, revealing a passage for Lin Moyu to come in.
Are you staying here to die?
Lin Moyu said,
Maybe I have a way to kill these two guys.
Gu Hanyu frowned.
It's true that the shadow mantis and the three-colored phantom snake are only at the first realm of Dao Zun, but you are only a Tianzuan. What can you use to kill them?
Lin Moyu said,
Don't worry about it. I have my own way, and I may also have a way to treat your poison.
Gu Hanyu frowned and looked at Lin Moyu, as if she didn't believe him. Lin Moyu shrugged.
I know you don't believe it, but it doesn't matter. I still need some time. How long can you hold on?
Gu Hanyu said,
At most half an hour. Is that enough?
Lin Moyu said,
It doesn't take that long, just a few minutes.
Seeing Lin Moyu's confident look, Gu Hanyu seemed to believe him a little. The ice layer firmly protected the two of them. The shadow mantis would launch an attack every few seconds, and when it did, it would become visible for a moment. The three-colored phantom snake never reappeared, and no one knew where it went. While waiting, Gu Hanyu and Lin Moyu discussed the characteristics of the shadow mantis and the three-colored phantom snake. The shadow mantis is adept at manipulating the power of space, has the ability to become invisible, and can use spatial power to attack. It is only at the first level of Dao Zun, but its attack power can break the physical defense of any Dao Zun. Even more troublesome than the shadow mantis is the three-colored phantom snake. The three-colored phantom snake and the shadow mantis are companions and share the same stealth ability. It only appears at the moment of attack and cannot be found at other times. Even Gu Hanyu can't detect its presence. It was because of this that Gu Hanyu was bitten by it. The teeth of the three-colored phantom snake can penetrate most defenses, and it is highly poisonous. This poison contains the power of the great Dao, and even Dao Zun can hardly resist it. After being poisoned, a Dao Zun will not die immediately but will lose power over time, becoming an ordinary person. If the poison is not removed within a few days, death is inevitable. The shadow mantis and the three-colored phantom snake cooperate seamlessly, becoming a nightmare for Dao Zun. Spirit beasts have their own surprises and are not easy to deal with. Gu Hanyu said,
Even if you can kill them, it's useless. After a while, my power will disappear completely. When the injuries in my body break out, they will be enough to kill me. You don't have to stay here to die with me. Just promise not to cause trouble for the Han's we Holy Land in the future.
Lin Moyu looked at Gu Hanyu with a smile, admiring her bright and beautiful face.
Are you really going to let me go?
Gu Hanyu's face changed slightly,
Of course.
Lin Moyu looked at Gu Hanyu's right hand.
What's in your hand? And what about the mark you left on me before?
Gu Hanyu reacted like a cat whose tail had been stepped on, her tone suddenly changing.
You actually noticed.
At this moment, she became the lord of the Holy Land again, showing no sign of weakness. Lin Moyu laughed.
Your acting is too bad. Tell me, what is the use of this thing?
Since she was discovered, Gu Hanyu did not hide it.
It's called Lin Moyu.
She spread her hands, revealing her white, tender palms. In her palm was a small branch. The branch had been refined into a magic weapon, a Dao Zun realm magic weapon, but it still retained the appearance of a branch. Lin Moyu remained alert.
What is the use of this thing?
Gu Hanyu said,
Husband and wife are originally like intertwined branches, sharing weal and woe and life and death. Two people who use Lin Moyu will live and die together. If one party dies, the other cannot live alone.
Lin Moyu was very surprised that such a magic weapon existed. If that's the case, then just find someone, tie him and your enemy together with the Lin Moyu, and then kill him. Wouldn't your enemy die too? Lin Moyu's tone was cold.
It's not that simple, right?
Gu Hanyu said,
Of course it's not that simple. It has many restrictions. The biggest one is that it can't be used on people who are higher than your own cultivation. But I have no problem using it on you. After all, I am a Dao Zun of the 6th realm, and you are a low-level Tianzun. There is a big difference between us.
While speaking, the Lin Moyu suddenly emitted a faint light, which split into two. One part fell into Gu Hanyu, and the other into Lin Moyu's body. The whole process happened in the blink of an eye, and Lin Moyu had no chance to avoid or resist. Gu Hanyu said,
Don't resist. The light is just a manifestation. What really works is the Tao. You can't avoid it. Okay, now our fates are connected. If I die, you can't live.
Lin Moyu's face turned ugly.
Why did you do this? Is it because you are worried that I will take revenge on the Han's Hui Holy Land?
2603 2603. Hashtag chapter 2603. It's none of your business if I use it to water the flowers. Gu Hanyu sighed.
At this point, there's no need to hide anything. If you had left just now, I would have used Lin Moyu on you. The shadow mantis and the 3-colored phantom snake would definitely hunt you down. Although you are powerful, it would be difficult for you to escape their pursuit.
Lin Moyu frowned.
If I die, then you will also die?
Gu Hanyu shook her head.
Of course, it's not that simple. I am the leader of Lin Moyu. I can decide to live and die together, or I can decide that you die for me. I can transfer all the poison and injuries from my body to you and take your remaining vitality for myself. In this way, it's a matter of life and death.
Lin Moyu's eyes were cold. He didn't expect Gu Hanyu to have such a backup plan. Fortunately, he didn't decide to leave just now. Gu Hanyu sighed.
Who knew you wouldn't leave? Since you stayed, I have no choice but to let you die with me.
Lin Moyu said coldly.
You must have other ways, right?
Gu Hanyu shook her head.
There is no other way. I didn't lie to you this time. There really is no other way.
Is there really no way out? No one would believe it. Lin Moyu no longer believed her. Who could tell whether it was true or not? However, Lin Moyu knew that part of what Gu Hanyu said was true. Now he and Gu Hanyu really shared life and death. But this kind of life and death was one-sided. If he died, Gu Hanyu could live. If Gu Hanyu died, he would die with her. Moreover, Lin Moyu was not sure whether his new talent could revive him, and whether he would die after resurrection. This kind of thing was not easy to gamble on. The only way now was to save Gu Hanyu and not let her die. Lin Moyu glared at Gu Hanyu with a cold look and then looked at the world outside the ice layer.
Leave a gap.
Gu Hanyu immediately created a gap, and mist filled Lin Moyu's palm, flowing out through the gap, quickly covering the surroundings. Then the mist evolved into the skeleton hell, covering all directions. In the skeleton hell, The shadow mantis and the three-colored phantom snake could not remain invisible and immediately launched an attack on the evil spirits of hell. Facing the attack of the Dao Zun realm, the skeleton hell could not hold on for long and was soon broken. But this was enough. Lin Moyu completed the mark and successfully locked onto the shadow mantis and the three-colored phantom snake. Gu Hanyu was a little puzzled.
What's the use of this? You don't want to kill them with this magic, do you?
She had seen this move before, and its power was very weak, posing no threat to the Dao Zun. Lin Moyu said coldly,
Watch and see.
Gu Hanyu was scolded, anger appearing in her eyes, but she snorted coldly.
This Saint Lord wants to see what you have.
Lin Moyu did not speak and took out 2 pieces of flesh and blood. They were the flesh and blood of Yin Changru, the head of the Yin family, and the elder of the Yin family.
The flesh and blood of the Dao Zun.
Gu Hanyu saw it and, although puzzled, did not ask further. Lin Moyu took out the ancestral water again, 10 drops each, and dropped them on the 2 pieces of flesh and blood. Gu Hanyu snorted coldly.
You actually wasted the ancestral water like this. It's really a waste of heaven. It's none of your business. It's none of your business if I use it to water the flowers.
Lin Moyu retorted unhappily. Gu Hanyu's anger grew stronger, but she still endured it in the end. She felt that she had never been so angry in her life and had never suffered as much as today.
Spell, Corpse Explosion.
The 2 pieces of the flesh and blood of the Dao Zun turned into smoke and dust and disappeared. Lin Moyu's eyes flashed with a trace of heartache. This was his trump card, and it was used up today. With the blessing of the ancestral water, the power of the corpse explosion was pushed to its peak, much more powerful than normal use. 2 loud bangs. 2 balls of flesh and blood exploded, and the shadow mantis and the 3-colored phantom snake were instantly blown to pieces. The 2 explosions were like the self-detonation of a Dao Zun, with amazing power, sweeping in all directions. The ice layer of Gu Hanyu was impacted, and dense cracks appeared. Gu Hanyu's face changed, and she immediately used the power of the ice layer. At this time, thunder burst out from her body, and the injuries left by Tianlai Taoist broke out at this moment. And the poison of the 3-colored phantom snake was also activated at this moment. Gu Hanyu's breath weakened rapidly. Her strength disappeared quickly, and a lot of blood came out of her body. The injury broke out completely, and Gu Hanyu fell to the ground and fell into a coma. Without her strength to support it, the ice layer broke instantly. Lin Moyu immediately checked Gu Hanyu's condition, and it seemed that she was still alive. The poison of the 3-colored phantom snake was rapidly consuming her strength, and at the same time, the thunder power of Tianlai Taoist was hurting her, from soul to body, and nothing was spared. If this continues, it won't take half a day for Gu Hanyu to die. Lin Moyu thought that Gu Hanyu would die and couldn't help but feel distressed and very uncomfortable.
Sister, the Lin Moyu worked.
He knew that this was not his own idea but was affected by the Lin Moyu. He didn't know what kind of great law was contained in the Lin Moyu, which would have such a magical effect. Under the influence of Lin Moyu, Lin Moyu didn't want Gu Hanyu to die. She couldn't die in the first place. If she died, Lin Moyu would be in trouble and might die. Lin Moyu's mind moved, and a skeleton king appeared, surrounding the area in 3 layers. At the same time, he took out a spiritual flower and sent it to Gu Hanyu. The spiritual flower bloomed and wrapped the unconscious Gu Hanyu. Lin Moyu didn't know whether the spiritual flower could cure Gu Hanyu, but it should be no problem. If 1 flower is not enough, then 2 flowers. For his own life, he had to save the Lord of the Holy Land. The Lord of the Holy Land needs a heavenly venerable to save him.
It's useless.
Lin Moyu felt sorry for his spirit flower. While complaining, he collected the flesh and blood of the shadow mantis and the 3-colored phantom snake. Undead flames popped out. Origin-level magic, resurrection of the dead. The shadow mantis and the 3-colored phantom snake were quickly reborn in the undead flames and stood obediently in front of Lin Moyu. Although these 2 spirit beasts were only in the first realm of Dao Zun, They had extremely strong special abilities. If used properly, they were more terrifying than some strong men in the third realm of Daozun. If they were only used as materials for corpse explosion, it would be too wasteful. After turning them into resurrected beings, Lin Moyu asked them to be on guard at the periphery and not let any spirit beasts approach. The spiritual flower still wrapped Gu Hanyu. Under the treatment of the spiritual flower, her breath finally stabilized. The lightning on her body gradually became less and less, and the poison of the three-colored phantom snake was also fading. The spiritual flower can heal all injuries. It's really not bragging. However, the level of the spiritual flower was obviously not enough, and it could only barely heal. Lin Moyu judged that when the power of the spiritual flower was exhausted, Gu Hanyu's injuries would be completely recovered. Even if there were some minor injuries, they were not serious. But it would take some time for Gu Hanyu's power to recover. After a while, the spiritual flower disappeared, and Gu Hanyu was still in a coma. She lay quietly, like a begonia sleeping in spring, very beautiful.
What a pity for such a good woman to be so cruel.
Lin Moyu sighed and waited quietly. Looking up at the Taiyin origin, he felt the powerful force of the Taiyin origin. In a few hours, the Taiyin origin should fall, and the Sun origin should take over. When Yin and Yang alternated, a smellless and invisible air rose from under the earth and drilled into Lin Moyu's body, and also drilled into Gu Hanyu's body. Lin Moyu knew nothing about this, and even his always sharp spiritual perception did not react at all. It was just that in his eyes, Gu Hanyu became more and more beautiful, deeply attracting his attention.
Something is wrong.
Lin Moyu shuddered and woke up. 2604 2604. ## chapter 2604. Coming out fine. In Lin Moyu's eyes, Gu Hanyu became more and more beautiful and more attractive. He even had layers of hallucinations in his eyes. Ningyi, Moyun, Yuju. His wife's appearance flashed before his eyes, overlapping with Gu Hanyu's.
Something's wrong.
Lin Moyu woke up with a start, realizing something was wrong. But this awakening only lasted for a second. Lin Moyu fell into a psychedelic state again. The most important thing was that his spiritual sense did not give any warning. The jade token given by Tianlai Taoist did not move either, as if everything was taken for granted. Accompanied by a light hum, Gu Hanyu finally woke up. Gu Hanyu, who woke up, was full of confusion in her eyes. After seeing Lin Moyu, the confusion suddenly turned into deep love, as if she saw the person she loved most. With her jade arm raised lightly, Gu Hanyu hugged Lin Moyu's neck. The alternation between the moon and the sun finally completed, and the origin of the sun ruled the world again, rising slowly with the passage of time. The temperature of the origin continent was also rising, and birds were chirping in the wild forest. It was not until the sun was high in the sky that the two people in the forest woke up. Their eyes met, and then there was a scream that shook the world and made the gods cry. Gu Hanyu really became a little woman at this moment, and she was wearing clothes because of a lie. As a person who had experienced it, Lin Moyu was much thicker-skinned. He slowly sat up and was not in a hurry to put on clothes. Instead, he looked at the ground and saw a different red on the soft grass. Lin Moyu smiled.
So you are still a virgin. Don't say it.
Gu Hanyu interrupted Lin Moyu. She had put on her clothes, her face blushing, and she stared at Lin Moyu angrily. At this moment, her strength had been fully restored, but she still looked like a little girl with spring in her eyes. Lin Moyu found that at this time, the spring in the corners of Gu Hanyu's eyes had not yet dissipated, and her angry face was ruddy, with a different charm. Lin Moyu said,
Now you look like a woman.
Gu Hanyu's beautiful eyes glared, wanting to get angry, but for some reason, she couldn't, and the harsh words on her lips turned into,
How did I not look like a woman before?
As soon as the words came out, Gu Hanyu herself was stunned. How could she say such a thing? Such words are no different from being a spoiled child. The next second, she figured it out. It was Lian Lizi, and she was influenced by Lian Lizi. Lin Moyu said,
Although you were also very beautiful before, you were like an iceberg. Apart from your appearance, you didn't have anything that a woman should have. But now, you are not only more beautiful than before, but you have also become like a normal woman.
Gu Hanyu snorted coldly.
It's not your turn to comment on how this Saint Lord has changed.
Lin Moyu smiled, slowly stood up, took out clothes, and put them on slowly. Gu Hanyu blushed.
Can you have some shame?
Lin Moyu's face was as thick as a wall.
You and I are husband and wife. What's the relationship?
Gu Hanyu was a little angry.
Who is your husband and wife?
Lin Moyu said.
Husband and wife are originally like intertwined branches, that's what you said. We use the Li and Lizi, and we are actually husband and wife. What else can we be if not husband and wife? Although we don't have any rituals like worshipping in the hall, we are also considered to be happily married, and we will naturally be husband and wife in the future.
Gu Hanyu was speechless for a moment because Lin Moyu was right. She knew very well that even if they used the Li and Lizi, they could not be considered real husband and wife, and she was the master of the Li and Lizi with greater power. It can be said that the Li and Lizi was good for her and extremely unfair to Lin Moyu. But now they are actually husband and wife really happily married. The Li and Lizi was completely activated. They really became husband and wife and all her privileges would disappear. From then on, they really lived and died together. The most troublesome thing was that not only she knew this, but Lin Moyu also knew it. This is one of the functions of the Li and Lizi. Husband and wife are of one mind. Gu Hanyu stared at Lin Moyu.
You come back with me.
Lin Moyu asked.
Where to? Han's we holy land.
Lin Moyu immediately refused. Gu Hanyu's beautiful eyes widened.
Why?
Lin Moyu said.
I want to create my own power.
Gu Hanyu said.
The Holy Land is so large, I will allocate a piece of land to you.
Lin Moyu said.
Thank you for your kindness, madam, but I don't want to be inferior to others.
Gu Hanyu whispered.
The origin of the spiritual veins in Nanzhou has long been divided up, and it is difficult to find new origins. How can you create a new power? And it is very dangerous outside, especially the newly created power, which is easy to be targeted.
At this moment, although Gu Hanyu is still the master of Hanshui Holy Land, she instinctively considers Lin Moyu. Even when Lin Moyu calls her madam, she doesn't react much, as if it's natural. Li and Lizi is very powerful. Even Gu Hanyu is unconsciously affected. Unconsciously, her attitude towards Lin Moyu has changed. She has long lost the intention to kill Lin Moyu, and even if anyone wants to touch Lin Moyu, she will kill without hesitation. Lin Moyu said,
My husband is feeding 2 original spirit beasts, so the original spirit vein should not be a problem. I asked Shouwu to find a place with strong luck before, and the location has been basically determined. Is it right?
Gu Hanyu asked.
Where is the location?
Lin Moyu said,
It's at the junction of Han's We Holy Land and Wendao sect. There are not many people there, only spirit beasts. When others find it, my husband may have already established a foothold.
Gu Hanyu frowned slightly, and after thinking for a moment, she took out 2 jade tokens.
Han.
Engraved on one side and a word.
You.
Engraved on the other side. It was Gu Hanyu's personal jade token. The other jade token was engraved with a word.
Done.
And was relatively rough.
Husband, if there is danger, you can activate the token, and I will arrive in the shortest time. At the same time, there is a trace of my Tao thought in the token, which can persist for a while even when facing the Tao Master. I will also give you this done token. Activate it when in danger, and it can send you away 1,000,000 miles, but it can only be used 3 times.
Gu Hanyu finally failed to say the word.
Husband.
She still needs some time to adapt. Lin Moyu took the jade token.
Thank you, madam. Your husband also has something to give you.
Lin Moyu took out a spiritual flower, which was glittering and exuding a strange Taoist charm. Although it didn't look gorgeous, you could tell at a glance that this flower was extraordinary. Gu Hanyu took the spiritual flower from Lin Moyu with joy in her eyes.
It's so beautiful.
Lin Moyu said,
This spiritual flower can heal any injury. Madam's injury before was healed by this flower. Come, let me put it on for you.
Lin Moyu inserted the spiritual flower into Gu Hanyu's hair, and the appearance of the spiritual flower changed accordingly. It was like a white jade, which matched Gu Hanyu's temperament perfectly. Gu Hanyu smiled.
Does it look good?
Lin Moyu nodded.
It's beautiful. Okay, I'm leaving.
Gu Hanyu was a little worried.
When will we meet again?
Lin Moyu said,
When your husband has established his foothold and becomes strong enough, he will come to marry you.
Gu Hanyu seemed a little worried.
This trip is dangerous, be careful. Madam too.
Lin Moyu spread his wings of the dead, turned into a stream of light, and flew away to the north. After Lin Moyu left, Gu Hanyu's expression was complicated. Not long ago, she was still the pure and innocent Holy Land Eye. Just to find trouble with a Tianzuan, how did she become someone else's wife? After a while, Gu Hanyu stomped her feet lightly.
It's all your fault.
In an instant, thousands of miles were frozen, and the big spirit beast was frozen into ice. 2605 2605 ## chapter 2605 Chaos Zone, Chaos Rot Worms. Lin Moyu's mood was a bit complicated at the moment. An accident had caused him and Gu Hanyu to become husband and wife. Because of the influence of the Lian Lizi, they both naturally accepted each other. Neither he nor Gu Hanyu could resist the power of the Lian Lizi. The most outrageous thing was that this influence went straight into the soul, subtly affecting them from the deepest part. Even if one day his realm was high enough to be exempt from the power of the Lian Lizi, this influence had already become a fact. Just like the law of cause and effect, the result already exists, and changing the cause will not help.
The Lian Lizi must contain a powerful causal force. It directly determines the result, which in turn affects the cause. This result is me and Gu Hanyu becoming husband and wife, accepting each other, and then in turn affecting the cause. This is a very domineering ability. I don't know who refined the magic weapon of Lian Lizi. It's really unreasonable.
The law of cause and effect is an extremely powerful law. Its existence is even above the law of luck. The Yunwu sect in the big world once tried to start with the law of luck and eventually transition to the law of cause and effect. Obviously, they did not succeed and finally stopped with the law of luck. If the law of cause and effect can really be touched, then it will not be my turn to save the big world. Lin Moyu had reached the current realm. Many secrets were no longer secrets. Many things could be seen at a glance.
I don't know how those Tianzuan are now, whether they are still alive. So Lord, where are you?
Lin Moyu still remembered what Lilian asked him to do. The inheritance of the Tianling clan must not be broken. If possible, Lin Yu did not want to revive Lilian. This matter requires finding the Soul Lord. The Tianling clan was created by him personally, and he must be found if he wants to restore it. When the Taiyin origin rose again, Lin Moyu finally came to the origin waterfall. The origin waterfall in front of him belongs to the 8th level origin spiritual vein of the Hanshui Holy Land. Lin Moyu could faintly feel the power of the Hanshui Holy Land. The Hanshui Holy Land had controlled the origin spiritual vein for countless years, and their power had long been integrated into the origin spiritual vein. Lin Moyu passed through the origin waterfall, as if passing through a layer of water curtain, and came to the other side. A powerful and chaotic origin power rushed towards Lin Moyu, making him frown.
Okay.
10,000 kilometers away, there was another layer of origin waterfall, rising from the ground to the sky. That was the origin waterfall of the Wendao sect. The two origin spirit veins collided, and they were evenly matched and refused to give in. A buffer zone with a width of 10,000 kilometers was formed between the two origin spirit veins. In the buffer zone, the origin power was extremely chaotic, and anyone living in it would feel uncomfortable. This area is called the Chaos Zone. The disordered collision of the origin power causes various chaotic situations. Neither the human race nor the spirit beasts can practice in this environment. But the world is so big that there are all kinds of wonders. It is in this chaotic environment that a strange creature is born. This creature, which looks like a bug, is called a chaos rotworm. However, they are neither spirit beasts nor insects, but a strange and cruel worm. They have no wisdom but are extremely aggressive, attacking every creature passing by. They live in groups, and a single move can affect the whole body. The most troublesome thing is their attack method. Their attack contains the characteristics of chaos, which can pollute the original power of the cultivator and make it chaotic. This chaos rotworm exists in many places where spiritual veins intersect. Some people have studied it before, but there is no result. It is only known that the stronger the original spiritual vein, the stronger the chaos rotworm born at the intersection. The origin spiritual veins of Hanshui Holy Land and Wundao sect are both as high as the 8th level, which is already the top spiritual vein. The power of their origin is so strong that the chaos rotworms born after the intersection and collision are also extremely powerful. In this area, the weakest chaos rotworms have reached the supreme realm. Chaos rotworms in the heavenly realm are everywhere, and there are also those in the Taoist realm. The difficulty and weirdness of chaos rotworms, coupled with their gregarious characteristics, make it not easy for any heavenly venerable to cross a range of 10,000 kilometers. Even high-level heavenly venerables will fall if they are not careful. So generally speaking, very few heavenly venerables will choose this path, unless they are being hunted down like Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu knew the existence of chaos rotworms from the beginning when he chose this path, but he didn't care about them. Sociality is nothing to him. Large numbers are nothing. Lin Moyu is never afraid of large numbers. Although he could choose to take the normal route to leave the territory of Hanshui Holy Land, this would require a long detour, and the previous route would be in vain, and he would have to go back through the million-mile wilderness area. So Lin Moyu chose to cross the chaos zone without much consideration. The Eye of the Dead was opened, and Lin Moyu saw a little bit of soul flame jumping in the distance. Each soul flame was a chaos rotworm. Here, the source power was chaotic, which greatly affected the speed. Lin Moyu tried it, and the flying speed dropped by more than 100 times, and the chaotic source power was colliding everywhere, sometimes confusing the sense of direction. The rule world was opened, and on a planet, Xiao Wu was lying on Xiao Niu and sleeping soundly. Xiao Yu was not far away, practicing boxing hard. In a few days, Xiao Yu's boxing skills improved again and became stronger because of his identity. Xiao Yu practiced very seriously and didn't even notice Lin Moyu's arrival. Lin Moyu came to Xiao Wu and patted her chubby face.
Wake up, you've slept enough. It's time to get up.
After calling her several times, Xiao Wu opened her eyes in a daze and murmured,
Master.
Then she suddenly woke up, jumped up, and hung on Lin Moyu.
Master, you are finally back.
Lin Moyu looked helpless. The little guy was sleepy, bringing Xiao Wu to the chaos zone. The strong and chaotic original power suddenly made Xiao Wu shudder and wake up completely. Xiao Wu stared with big eyes.
Master, where is this?
Lin Moyu said,
Chaos Zone, look again. Where is the place with strong luck?
Xiao Wu said,
Oh.
Activated the road of luck. The mist in her eyes rose, and she looked into the distance. A stream of inexplicable power spread from Xiao Wu, and Xiao Wu's spirit and spirit merged into the world, seen far and wide. In the chaos zone, the original power was extremely chaotic. Xiao Wu's action immediately triggered a series of strange reactions. The chaotic origin power took the initiative to rush into Xiao Wu's luck road, and in an instant, the originally peaceful luck road became violent. Xiao Wu groaned and frowned. Lin Moyu didn't expect this to happen and immediately asked,
Are you okay?
Xiao Wu said,
It's okay. It's fun.
She shouted, and in an instant, more origin power was pulled over, forming a tornado. Lin Moyu realized that the origin power in the chaos zone can only not be used for cultivation, not that it cannot be used. It's just that, after using it, some inexplicable things will happen. For example, now a large number of chaos rotworms have followed the origin power and are heading towards him. 2606, 2606. Chapter 2606. Delicious, eat as much as you can. Chaos rot worms flew over one by one. They were about the size of a fist, resembling half-rotten corpses, and looked extremely disgusting. Most of these chaos rot worms were in the supreme realm, with only a few reaching the heavenly venerable realm. Since they were only at the edge of the chaos zone, the strength of the chaos rot worms was not particularly high. The chaos rot worms followed the origin power and attacked the small garden. They spat out clumps of equally disgusting green mucus, which exuded the power of chaos. Once touched, it would pollute the origin power of the cultivator. Like the chaos rot worms, their attacks were also full of chaotic characteristics. The green mucus was just an appearance. It could be purple, red, or any color. Could also change into any shape.
Interesting.
Lin Moyu showed some curiosity and tapped his finger lightly. Origin level magic. Skeleton hell. There was no need to dispatch the undead army. The best magic to deal with these fist-sized chaos rot worms was the skeleton hell.
Let's see if the chaos rot worms can withstand the hell evil spirit's bite.
The hell evil spirit has the characteristic of eating everything. No matter what it is, they can eat it and eat it happily. The skeleton hell spewed out endless hellfire to block the green mucus. The green mucus was swallowed by the hellfire, and the chaotic power inside was quickly refined by the hellfire. The next moment, the hell evil spirit rushed out, opened its huge mouth, and bit the chaos rot worm fiercely. With one bite, most of a chaos rot worm was bitten off. The chaos rot worm screamed miserably. They could not stop the hell evil spirit's bite. The supreme realm chaos rot worms were eaten clean in just a few bites. Only the few heavenly realm chaos rot worms could resist for a while, but they could not hold out for long. Their attacks could not cause effective damage to the hell evil spirit, and they were bitten off bit by bit. The most troublesome ability of the chaos rot worms is that they can pollute the origin power of others, causing the power of the cultivator to drop significantly. But this characteristic has no effect on the evil spirits of hell, and the hell flames can refine their chaotic power. It seems that the skeleton hell is the natural nemesis of the chaos rot worm. Lin Moyu saw this and felt the changes in the skeleton hell at the same time.
The defense of the chaos rot worm is very low. Even if it is a Tianzin realm, it can be worn down as long as there is enough time. No matter from which aspect, the skeleton hell perfectly restrains the chaos rot worm. The chaos rot worm is born and evolved from the source power of chaos. They are born as a collection of the source of chaos. For practitioners, the source power of chaos is useless, but for the skeleton hell, it is a natural tonic.
The skeleton hell is open to all comers, and anything can be swallowed to strengthen itself. Now, the chaos rot worms that contain a lot of source power have become the best supplement for the skeleton hell. Lin Moyu could feel that the skeleton hell was slowly improving, and there was a possibility of breaking through to a higher level. The skeleton hell hadn't really eaten for a long time. After the fusion of the origin crystal reached the origin level, the skeleton hell had been stuck at the high-level supreme level. If the skeleton hell wanted to continue to improve, it needed to devour a large amount of living matter, but it hadn't had the opportunity to do so before. Now that there was such a good opportunity, it naturally couldn't be missed.
Eat more, have a good meal. You haven't eaten for a long time.
Lin Moyu realized that he had made the right decision to come here. The chaotic zone, which is like a forbidden area for other heavenly lords, is the best hunting ground for him. Lin Moyu's mind moved, and he released the skeleton god general and moved along the edge of the chaotic zone. He did his old job again, using the skeleton god general to pull monsters, pulling more chaos rot worms over, and turning them into food for the skeleton hell. The chaotic zone is 10,000 kilometers wide and stretches for tens of millions of kilometers. The range is huge, and the number of chaos rot worms inside is endless, enough for the skeleton hell to eat its fill. Xiao Wu used the avenue of luck and watched for half an hour, and finally came back to her senses. Her face flushed. Although she was a little tired, she was extremely excited,
Master, guess what I saw?
Lin Moyu smiled.
How could I guess that?
Xiao Wu laughed.
Just now the power of origin was very chaotic, causing chaos in my avenue of luck, and I saw a very far place.
Lin Moyu was slightly stunned.
How far is it?
Xiao Wu pointed to the northeast.
There, across a very big sea, there is another continent. I can see so far.
Lin Moyu was slightly surprised that the chaotic power of origin actually allowed Xiao Wu to see another continent. According to the direction Xiao Wu pointed, it should be Dongzhou. The very big sea is the boundary sea between Nanzhou and Dongzhou. Lin Moyu was surprised that Xiao Wu could see so far, but thinking about it, on the origin continent, the power of the avenue is everywhere. It is not impossible for Xiao Wu to see Dongzhou through the avenue of luck. In the information obtained by Lin Moyu, among the 4 continents of the origin continent, the most chaotic one is Dongzhou. The races there are chaotic and there are constant fights. Compared with the other 3 continents, it is many times more chaotic. Lin Moyu asked,
It is indeed very far. What did Xiao Yuan see?
Xiao Wu said,
I saw a lot of things. I first saw the place I saw last time. The luck there is as strong as before, but this time I saw it more clearly. I saw people. Not one person, but a group of people. They are wearing the same clothes, and there are several very powerful guys in it, just as powerful as Peng Peng's third uncle. They should be Dao Zuns.
Lin Moyu frowned slightly. According to Xiao Wu, the place with strong luck has been occupied by someone. But there is no spiritual vein there.
Apart from them, are there any others?
Xiao Wu said,
In Nanzhou, I also saw several other places with strong luck, but without exception, there were people in them.
Before, Xiao Wu only found places with strong luck but did not see people. This time, she saw clearly that every place with strong luck was occupied by someone. Lin Moyu felt a little troubled. The forces that could easily dispatch Dao Zuns and occupy the territory would not be weak. Although he had a lot of trump cards, it would be no good to directly confront powerful forces. God knows whether there are stronger forces behind those forces. It might be another dog-blooded thing where the younger one is beaten and the older one comes. If he returns to the territory of Hanshui Holy Land, he will be inferior to others, which is not what he wants. Xiao Wu seemed to understand Lin Moyu's thoughts and laughed.
Later, I looked farther and farther, and I saw another continent. There are also many places with strong luck, and no one occupies them. But there are a lot of fights. It seems that there is no peace there.
Dongzhou is the most chaotic, so it is naturally impossible to be peaceful. Fighting and killing are commonplace. Lin Moyu thought for a while.
It seems that we should go to Dongzhou. But let's go to the original place first to see who occupies the territory.
2607 2607. ## chapter 2607. Enlightenment, son of Tai-in. Xiao Wu looked at Lin Moyu with a smile.
Master, I'm awesome.
She looked like a child asking for candy, her eyes practically begging for praise. Lin Moyu gently tapped Xiao Wu's head.
Xiao Wu is the best, really awesome.
Xiao Wu, easily satisfied, laughed.
Jiaran is the best.
She shifted her attention away from Lin Moyu and saw the skeleton god general returning with a group of chaos rotworms. The skeleton god general was running erratically under the impact of the chaotic origin power, looking shaky as if it might fall at any moment. Its direction was inconsistent, sometimes veering left, sometimes right, constantly correcting its path. Behind it, a large group of chaos rotworms followed, also moving erratically. Fortunately, the skeleton god general was faster, and the chaos rotworms couldn't catch up. Eventually, the skeleton god general led them into the skeleton hell. Xiao Wu was curious.
It runs so strangely, and those bugs are so ugly.
Lin Moyu explained.
These bugs evolved from the chaotic origin power, so of course they look strange.
Xiao Wu said.
Oh?
And looked around again.
The origin power here is really a mess.
Lin Moyu nodded.
You can't practice here, so there are no practitioners or spirit beasts, only these chaos-wrought worms.
Xiao Wu looked puzzled.
Why can't you practice here?
Hearing this, Lin Moyu was stunned for a moment. Then he saw Xiao Wu raise her jade arm and wave forward. The chaotic origin power was immediately sucked in by her, merging into her palm and quickly being absorbed. Lin Moyu was surprised.
How did you do that?
Xiao Wu blinked her big eyes.
I just did it like this. Anyway, I can absorb the origin power here.
Practicing in the chaotic land refreshed Lin Moyu's understanding.
Let me see again.
Xiao Wu said.
Oh.
And shouted softly. A road suddenly appeared on her body. The road of luck was dreamy and misty, emitting an unknowable and unpredictable power. The road of virtual power is like this, illusory and beautiful, like a dream. Xiao Wu absorbed a large amount of chaotic origin power, and the road of luck shook lightly, absorbing the chaotic origin power. Lin Moyu looked carefully and realized that the key to practicing here was the road of luck. The last shake of the road of luck directly purified all the chaotic origin power, returning it to its essence. In front of the road of luck, no matter how complex and chaotic the origin power was, it was nothing more than virtual and real. The road of luck absorbed the virtual power and discarded the real power.
The road of virtual power is truly magical. It turns out that it is not that the chaotic zone cannot be practiced in, but that ordinary practitioners cannot practice here. If you are a practitioner who has comprehended the power of the void, you can practice here.
Lin Moyu seemed to understand something. He vaguely understood the difference between reality and illusion. His previous understanding of the power of reality and illusion was too one-sided.
There are only two kinds of power between heaven and earth. Yin is reality and illusion, while Yang is reality. In fact, Taiyin and Taiyan have explained the power of reality and illusion to practitioners, but no one has understood it.
Lin Moyu looked up at the sky. Even in the chaotic zone, Taiyin in the sky was still very clear and was not affected at all.
In fact, the strongest origin in the origin continent is not the origin spirit vein. Even the 9th level spirit vein is not as good as Taiyin and Taiyan, but very few people can understand it. Even if they understand it, it is difficult to use it.
Lin Moyu sighed softly. He felt a sense of enlightenment. Looking at the Taiyin origin in the sky, Lin Moyu felt that he had become insignificant. But in his smallness, he also felt powerful. Being small and powerful at the same time was a strange feeling. The body is small, but the spirit is powerful.
A man born in this world should soar to the sky.
Lin Moyu felt something in his heart. His experiences from birth to now flashed through his mind, and he couldn't help but let out a breath. At this moment, he felt that his soul was sublimated, and the powerful soul power broke through the barriers of heaven and earth, establishing a weak connection with the origin of the moon. The power of the origin of the moon fell, turned into a ray of light, and fell into his soul. In an instant, his soul realm was greatly improved and continued to rise. Bang! A sound like breaking glass echoed, and Lin Moyu's soul realm broke through, reaching the middle level Tianzuan. The flame in his soul burned fiercely, and his entire soul became purer. Before, Lin Moyu's soul realm had reached the peak of the low-level Tianzuan, and now it broke through the bottleneck in the blink of an eye. But this was just the beginning. The power of the origin of the moon was still being infused, and Lin Moyu's soul realm continued to improve. Intermediate heavenly venerable was not the end. He was striding towards high heavenly venerable. Lin Moyu entered a wonderful state, beginning to have a new understanding of this world. The road to the future became clearer. In the distance, Gu Hanyu suddenly stopped and looked at the Taiyin origin. Her beautiful eyes flashed with brilliance as she saw the Taiyin origin sprinkling a lot of origin power.
He actually got the recognition of Taiyin.
Because of the Lian Lizi, she could vaguely feel that the person recognized by Taiyin was Lin Moyu. After watching for a while, Gu Hanyu suddenly smiled beautifully.
You are worthy of being the man of this Saint Master. The future is limitless. I hope one day you can really come to marry me, but it's not easy to be hungry. But I will wait for you, always.
With a chuckle, Gu Hanyu turned and left. In the Tao sect, several Daozens opened their eyes at the same time and looked at the Taiyin origin. One of them said loudly,
Someone has been recognized by the origin of Taiyin and has become the son of Taiyin. It is located in the south of the sect, near the edge. It is a low-level Tianzuan. Go find him and take him into the Tao sect. If he does not obey, kill him and take away his luck.
The order was issued, and someone immediately responded,
Yes.
In an instant, several breaths that reached the Daozuan realm left the Tao sect and disappeared. At the same time, many people across the entire origin continent discovered this phenomenon. As long as the Daozuan exceeded the fourth realm, they could feel the strangeness of the origin of Taiyin. They knew that someone had been recognized by the origin of Taiyin and had become the son of Taiyin. The Taiyin and the sun are the origin of Taiyin. The greatest source of power on the origin continent is more powerful than any spiritual vein. To be recognized by them means excellent talent and extremely powerful luck. Such a person will surely rise. If you can win him over before he rises, or even take him into the sect family, then his luck will become the luck of the sect. If you can't win him over, then kill him and take away his luck. Not only the Tao sect, but many other major forces made the same choice. Even the demon clan far away in the North Continent had a demon clan Taoist master who issued a hunting order. The appearance of the son of Taiyin among the human race is something the demon clan does not want to see. For a while, the entire origin continent was like a sleeping giant beast, slowly waking up. 2608 2608 ## chapter 2608. Let them collide and bleed. Lin Moyu had no idea that his actions had made him the target of public criticism. Even if he knew, it would be useless. He would not change because of those hidden murderous intentions. He would only send those who wanted to kill him to hell.
A man should rise straight up, never retreat or fear.
Lin Moyu maintained his previous state in his heart, and his soul sublimated under the illumination of the solar calendar. The second time he heard the sound of glass breaking, his soul realm successfully reached the high-level Tianzuan, once again far ahead of his cultivation realm. The power of the Taiyin gradually faded away, and Lin Moyu felt an inexplicable connection between himself and the Taiyin origin. He could absorb more Taiyin origin power than others, and under the illumination of the Taiyin origin, he would practice faster. At the same time, when the Taiyin origin controls the world, everything about him would be improved by about 30%. This improvement was comprehensive, including combat power, recovery speed, undead army, and spell strength. Lin Moyu could feel the effect of this improvement. Although the skeleton god general was still a low-level heavenly venerable, it was stronger than before and had almost reached the peak of the low-level heavenly venerable, only one step away from the high-level heavenly venerable. Under the illumination of the Taiyin origin, the skeleton hell went from a high-level supreme to a peak supreme.
Not bad.
Lin Moyu smiled slightly. He didn't expect that an enlightenment would have such a good effect. A pair of big eyes appeared in his sight. Xiao Wu was looking at him curiously with her big eyes wide open. Lin Moyu asked,
What's wrong?
Xiao Wu took a deep breath.
Master, you have the smell of the origin, and your luck has become very strong. There's an extra symbol between your eyebrows.
Lin Moyu was stunned for a moment and lightly tapped his fingers, and a shadow appeared in front of him. The shadow was exactly his own appearance, but a symbol appeared between his eyebrows. This symbol was very strange, delicate and small, and very complex. Its existence added a bit of mystery to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu had never seen such a symbol. He could be sure that it was not a rune, but rather a bit like a Tao pattern. Lin Moyu murmured to himself,
Just a Tao pattern, but I am now in the Tianzuan realm.
The Tao pattern will only appear when one becomes a Tao master. If it is not a Tao pattern, what else could it be? Thinking of the other half of Xiao Wu's sentence, his luck became very strong, and he had the smell of the origin. Combining the three, Lin Moyu felt that it should be caused by the previous enlightenment and was related to the origin of Taiyin.
It shouldn't be a bad thing, but it looks a little weird.
Lin Moyu was very straightforward and didn't think too much. It was just a few symbols on the forehead, and it didn't seem to be ugly. The skeleton god general ran farther and farther, and the nearby chaos-wrought worms had been almost wiped out, and the efficiency began to decline. Lin Moyu also began to change the formation, moving along the periphery of the chaotic zone to other areas. At present, he could only move on the periphery of the chaotic zone. In places too central, the realm of the chaos-wrought worms would be upgraded to the Tianzun realm. Although the skeleton hell could deal with it, the efficiency was relatively low. Only when the skeleton hell is promoted to the Tianzun realm will the efficiency be improved. Lin Moyu was not in a hurry. Such a good opportunity, if missed, would be a great loss. There are chaos worms in the chaotic zone of tens of millions of kilometers, which is enough to make the skeleton hell get promoted. Xiao Wu did not go back but followed Lin Moyu. She was very interested in the source power of chaos, just like seeing a new toy, holding the source power in her hands, making various shapes and countless colors, playing with it happily. Lin Moyu also called Xiao Yu out and tried to let Xiao Yu practice here. Xiao Yu was completely unable to practice here, even if she was born with a jade soul. However, Xiao Yu had the source crystal given by Tianlei Daoren, and she could use the source power in the source crystal to practice. When the Tai-Yin and the sun completed the alternation again, Xiao Wu exclaimed in surprise,
Hey, the symbol on the master's forehead disappeared.
Lin Moyu noticed that it was indeed the case.
It is indeed related to the Tai-Yin origin. Only when the Tai-Yin origin appears, the symbol on the forehead will appear.
Sure enough, when Tai-Yin appears again, the symbol will also appear. The symbol on the brow flickered with a faint light, with a strange beauty. The Tai-Yin and the sun alternated several times, and the result was the same. As long as the Tai-Yin origin appeared, the symbol on the brow would be revealed. No matter what method was used, it could not be stopped or controlled. Lin Moyu simply ignored it. He had entered the chaotic zone for several days, and the skeleton hell had eaten and drunk enough. A day ago, it completed a small leap and reached the peak of the Supreme. It was still eating tirelessly. The evil spirits of the hell didn't care about the taste at all. They ate non-stop as if they were never full. Lin Moyu was gradually moving deeper into the chaotic zone. The deeper he went, the more chaos-wrought worms there were, and the happier the skeleton hell ate. After reaching the peak of the Supreme, the power of the skeleton hell was strengthened again, and the efficiency of dealing with the chaos-wrought worms of the heavenly venerable realm was also increased.
If this continues, in a few days, the skeleton hell will be full and break through again.
Lin Moyu was slightly excited. He knew what it meant once his skeleton hell broke through to the heavenly venerable realm. The rest of the spells are linear enhancements. Only the skeleton hell is a leap enhancement. Almost every time a major realm is broken through, the skeleton hell can achieve a gorgeous leap, and it is invincible in the new realm. It used to be like this, and even if it reaches the heavenly venerable realm, it will most likely maintain this powerful characteristic. The people from the Hanshui Holy Land arrived in Leicheng, and they announced their arrival in a very high-profile manner. Then the Lei family came forward and also welcomed them with extremely high standards. The Yin family was known to be the spies arranged by the Hanshui Holy Land here. So it was inevitable that the Yin family was destroyed and the Hanshui Holy Land came to the door. Unfortunately, the war that was originally thought did not break out. No one knows what happened. Only half a day later, the Hanshui people who were looking for land left. There was a rumor that because of the Yin family's affairs, the Lei family paid a large amount of compensation. Everyone realized that the Yin family died in vain. In addition to losing some property, the Lei family did not pay any price. Many people who know the Hanshui Holy Land are very surprised. When did the Hanshui Holy Land become so easy to talk to? As a holy land, it has always been extremely powerful, but this time it seems a little different. Some people think that the compensation paid by the Lei family is enough. Others think that the Lei family is too strong and the Hanshui Holy Land does not want to conflict with them. There are many speculations, but they are just speculations. Only a few people know the real situation inside. In the Hanshui Holy Land, Gu Hanyu sat on her exclusive Hanyu throne. At this time, Gu Hanyu's expression returned to her previous seriousness, and her whole body exuded a strong and cold temperament, as if she could freeze the world at any time. Below her, several Taoist elders sat with respect in their expressions. A Taoist master asked,
Saint Lord, when the son of Tain appears this time, will we really not take action?
Gu Hanyu said,
This Saint Lord knows the identity of the son of Tain, and I have also dealt with him.
The Taoist master who sat down was overjoyed.
Saint Lord knows the identity of this person, so you plan to recruit this person into my Han's holy land?
Gu Hanyu shook her head.
He will not join, and no force can recruit him. This person's luck is so strong that it is unimaginable. Anyone who wants to deal with him will have to pay a price. Let them fight to the death. No matter who it is, they can't stop his rise. You don't have to doubt the words of this Saint Lord. You will know soon.
Gu Hanyu's words made everyone change color. They never thought that Gu Hanyu, who has always been strong, would say such a thing. It can only be said that this son of Tain is indeed not simple. 2609 2609 ## chapter 2609 Sublimation of Skeleton Hell. All forces were heading towards the area where Hanshui Holy Land and Wundao sect met. In just a few days, a large number of people had arrived. The people who came all belonged to various forces, and some of them were even able to compete with Wundao sect. Wundao sect could not stop them from coming. There were too many people, and even Wundao sect could not and dared not offend them all. Covering the sky with one hand is only relative. Everyone knew the purpose of these people's arrival. It was completely for the son of Tain. For the son of Tain, the first goal was to win him over, take him into the sect's power, and turn his luck into their own. If winning him over failed, then they could only kill him. No one wanted to see a new force rise. Nanzhou is big, but also small. For countless years, the land of Nanzhou has been divided up, and it is difficult to allow new forces to emerge. The emergence of new forces means the decline of old forces. And the son of Tain has such strong luck that if he rises, his power will not be bad. At the very least, it would be a 6-star force, and if things go well, it could become a 7-star force comparable to the Holy Land. No matter what, it would not be allowed. The existence of the son of Tain is a double-edged sword. If he is obtained by oneself, one will gain great benefits. If he cannot be obtained, he must be destroyed. So everyone who came had their own ulterior motives. Countless people searched for Lin Moyu's whereabouts on the edge of the Tao sect, but no matter how they searched, they could not find him. The powerful spirit beasts were awakened, and battles broke out in the wild land. But no one would have thought that the Lin Moyu they were looking for was in the Chaos Zone. Even the Tao Masters would not easily enter the Chaos Zone. Especially at this time, if one's power is affected by the chaos, it will give others a chance. There are many Tao Masters who have grudges among the Tao Masters who came. In the Chaos Zone, the Skeleton Hell had reached its limit. It had been 10 days since Lin Moyu entered the Chaos Zone, and the Skeleton Hell reached its limit a few days later than he expected. The number of Chaos Rotworms eaten by the Skeleton Hell was much more than expected, which also showed that the Skeleton Hell had a higher upper limit and stronger combat power. The Skeleton Hell officially began to transform and upgrade. With a bang, the Skeleton Hell exploded, and the strong flames swept the entire chaotic zone. In the chaotic zone, the chaotic source power was refined by the Hell Flames. The Hell Flames didn't care how chaotic the source power was. They would burn it all and then devour it. Countless hell evil spirits rushed out of hell, taking the chaotic source power as food and eating it every day. However, relying on the source power between heaven and earth alone was not enough for the Skeleton Hell to complete the upgrade. Lin Moyu took out a 7th-level exquisite origin crystal and threw it into the Skeleton Hell. The sea of fire rose in the Skeleton Hell, and the origin crystal was swept away. In an instant, the Hellfire River spewed out pillars of fire, straight into the sky. The hell evil spirits shouted in unison, and their aura quickly increased and became stronger. Unfortunately, they still did not break through and remained at the peak supreme level. Previously, the skeleton hell was promoted to the origin level through the 7th order ordinary origin crystal. Now, it seemed that it was not enough to use only one 7th order fine origin crystal of the same order. Lin Moyu did not hesitate and threw out another 7th order fine origin crystal. The flames boiled more violently, and the skeleton hell continued to twist and deform, and its aura became stronger again. The evil spirits of hell roared in excitement, and their sharp and piercing shouts echoed in the chaotic area. The skeleton hell conveyed a message. It's not enough. Lin Moyu waved his hand and threw out 2 more 7th order fine origin crystals. The evil spirits of hell roared more fiercely, and each of them was extremely excited. After a few seconds, the skeleton hell suddenly shrank from a range of thousands of miles to a fireball with a diameter of less than half a meter. Everything was compressed together at this moment, and Lin Moyu felt an unimaginably powerful force. Boom! The flames exploded, and the skeleton hell exploded with it, and the hell flames covered a large area. Lin Moyu stood still, allowing the skeleton hell to swallow him up. The skeleton hell was like a newborn, and it had undergone another qualitative change. Lin Moyu stood in it, quietly feeling the changes. The first thing that changed was the range and number. The range covered by the skeleton hell increased from a radius of 1,000 kilometers to a radius of 2,000 kilometers. The number of evil spirits in hell also increased from 10 million to 20 million, doubling directly. Then he looked at the newly born skeleton hell. After the skeleton hell reached the Tianzuan realm, it was no longer as terrifying as before, but instead exuded a magnificent atmosphere. A giant portal that was indescribably high and large appeared in the skeleton hell. The portal was half open, and the hellfire river meandered out from the crack of the door, flowing freely in the world of the skeleton hell. The hellfire river no longer had only one main vein but had countless branches, flowing to various areas, covering the entire skeleton hell. The hellfire river was like a big tree with luxuriant branches and leaves, growing in the world of the skeleton hell with that indescribable huge portal as its foundation. And the hellish evil spirits had become the leaves of this big tree. A full 40 million hellish evil spirits floated in the hellfire river. They didn't make noises or calls. They were very quiet. Unless they were needed, they would not make any movement. On both sides of the hellfire river, a large number of purple flowers appeared. The red spider lilies grew along the river, lush and green, and were more prosperous than the red spider lilies. The red spider lilies emitted purple light, and bursts of mist rose, making the hellfire hazy. There was no horror and hideousness, but a touch of nobility. Lin Moyu looked at the gate in the skeleton hell and murmured,
"The gate of hell."
This gate was similar to the gate of hell that he had seen before. It was almost the same as the gate of hell in Tianlong's mouth. Why did the legendary gate of hell appear in the skeleton hell? Thinking of the original spell description of the skeleton hell was originally connected to the real hell. From this point of view, it seems not impossible that the gate of hell evolved.
I just don't know if this hell gate has anything to do with the legendary gate of hell.
Squeak! The hell gate opened apart again. A ball of fire flew out of the hell gate and directly came to the sky above the skeleton hell. A huge eye evolved in the flames.
The Eye of the Undead. No, it should be called the Eye of Hell.
After the Eye of the Undead merged with the skeleton hell, the Eye of the Spirit became the Eye of Hell. With the Eye of Hell, the world of the skeleton hell became more real. The Eye of Hell blinked slowly. The skeleton hell shook violently, and the Eye of Hell generated a strong suction force, covering a range of thousands of kilometers, and countless origin forces were sucked in by the Eye of Hell. The Eye of Hell sprinkled flames all over the sky, and the chaotic origin forces sucked in by it were all refined, and then turned into a pure and abnormal origin force, which was sprinkled in the skeleton hell. The origin force fell into the hellfire rivers, evenly distributed in each branch. The hellfire river was suddenly filled with origin power. Lin Moyu looked at these hellfire rivers, and they looked more and more familiar. He blurted out,
Origin spiritual veins. How can they be so similar?
The skeleton hell at this time was too similar to the origin spiritual veins. and the similarity was at least 70%. Suddenly, a bright light flew from a distance, and Lin Moyu instantly put away the skeleton hell. 2610 2610. Hashtag chapter 2610. He is playing tricks on us. The light stopped in the air 1,000 meters high and revealed its true form, an ancient flying boat. The flying boat was not large, only 5 or 6 meters long, and exuded an ancient atmosphere. 3 people stood on the flying boat, 1 Daozuan and 2 Tianzuan. The Daozuan wore a yellow robe and had the demeanor of someone who had been in a high position for a long time, exuding a heavy majesty. The 2 Tianzuan behind him were twin female practitioners, with beautiful faces and noble temperaments. Lin Moyu couldn't discern the exact realm of the Daozuan, but from his aura, it was either the first or second realm, definitely not the third realm. As for the 2 Tianzuan, they were both mid-level Tianzuan, stronger than Lin Moyu in terms of realm. The Daozuan on the flying boat looked at Lin Moyu with a smile.
So, you are indeed in the chaotic zone.
Lin Moyu was slightly stunned and bowed.
Senior, are you here to see me?
The Daozuan's smile widened, and his attitude became more friendly.
Of course. I am Huang Xing, an elder of the Huang family in Longquan City. You should have heard of the Huang family in Longquan City.
Lin Moyu thought for a moment and immediately recognized the name. The Huang family in Longquan City was similar to the Lei family, a 6-star force with a longer inheritance and deeper strength, much stronger than the Lei family. The strength of the Huang family was second only to several 7-star forces. If not for the limitation of the spiritual vein, the Huang family would likely have become a 7-star force. For many years, the Huang family had never given up its ambition to become a 7-star force. Lin Moyu quickly processed this information and showed more respect.
So it's the senior from the Huang family of Longquan City. I wonder what you wish to discuss with me.
Longquan City was far from the influence of the Taoist sect, so why would they come all this way to find him? Lin Moyu instinctively felt something was wrong. There had to be a deeper reason, especially the way Huang Xing looked at him, as if he were prey. Huang Xing said,
I came here to invite you to join the Huang family.
Lin Moyu was surprised.
Thank you for the invitation, senior. I just don't understand why the Huang family of Longquan City, with its great reputation and resources, would come all this way to invite me.
Huang Xing replied,
I have a reason for inviting you. I sincerely invite you on behalf of the Huang family. You can make any conditions, and I will try my best to meet them.
Huang Xing's attitude was very accommodating, his old face smiling like a chrysanthemum, which made Lin Moyu feel even more uneasy. Lin Moyu realized that he must have something valuable to the Huang family. But what could it be? In a flash, Lin Moyu guessed it might be related to the Taiyin origin from a few days ago. Apart from that, he couldn't think of anything else that would make a powerful force like the Huang family come all this way. Lin Moyu remained alert but didn't show it.
I don't know what conditions I can ask for. Why don't you tell me what the Huang family can offer?
Huang Xing saw Lin Moyu's interest and became even more enthusiastic.
My Huang family is powerful and can offer anything you desire. Secret techniques, magic weapons, origin crystals, women. If you perform well enough, my granddaughter, the princess of the Huang family, can marry you.
As he spoke, Huang Xing glanced at the twins behind him. The twin sisters frowned slightly, a trace of disgust flashing in their eyes, but they didn't dare show it. Lin Moyu noticed this. It was clear that the Huang family had very strict rules.
In a family like the Huang family, clan members are sometimes just tools. You can ask for any conditions. It's tempting. The higher the conditions, the bigger the goal. Let's test their bottom line.
Lin Moyu looked at the twins with greed in his eyes.
Can the princess of the Huang family be married?
Huang Xing caught Lin Moyu's expression and showed a look of success.
That depends on your performance. If you perform well, of course, you can. Our Huang family values talent very much. If you perform exceptionally well, it is not impossible to marry both at the same time. My Huang family has always been clear about rewards and punishments, and will not treat any meritorious person unfairly.
Huang Xing's attitude remained very good, with a smile in his eyes, and his words were extremely tempting, as if to say,
See if you don't take the bait.
being able to marry two princesses of the Huang family seemed very attractive to Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu asked,
Can the twins be married?
Huang Xing's smile grew even brighter.
Of course you can.
At this time, the twin sisters' eyes turned cold, as if they wanted to kill Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu said,
But the way they look at me is a bit fierce.
Huang Xing glanced at the twins, and this glance immediately made the twins silent, their faces changing drastically. Huang Xing said to Lin Moyu,
As long as you agree to join the Huang family, I will make the decision. You can choose one of these two and marry her directly.
The twins looked very unhappy, but they did not dare to show their anger. Lin Moyu understood what he saw. First, the rules of the Huang family were very strict. Second, the Huang family had almost no bottom line. For some benefits, they could even sell out their clan members. Third, the Huang family was very interested in what he had and was willing to pay a great price. From their attitude, it was clear they couldn't force him and needed him to agree willingly, so they used seduction. But if he didn't agree, the Huang family would kill him. Huang Xing did not show any reaction. This was Lin Moyu's analysis based on the twins' performance, and it was probably accurate. Huang Xing saw that Lin Moyu did not speak for a long time, thinking he was choosing someone, and asked,
How are you thinking about it? Who do you want to choose?
Lin Moyu smiled and said,
If I reject the kindness of the senior, will the senior kill me now?
Huang Xing smiled and said,
Young friend, you are joking. If you have any requests, just ask. I will try my best to agree to it.
Lin Moyu shook his head.
Although I don't know what the Huang family wants, I am not stupid. I know that I must be useful to the Huang family. Senior, you have come thousands of miles across half of Nanzhou to find me. I guess it must be for something important. How about this, Senior? Tell me what you want, and then I will consider whether to join the Huang family. When doing business, we should also pay attention to integrity and not hide things.
At this point, Lin Moyu was no longer the same as before. He had a clear and upright look, and he was too lazy to look at the beautiful twins. He had seen many beauties, so two were nothing. Huang Xing's smile faded. He realized that Lin Moyu was not the kind of person he thought, but an extremely shrewd individual. His previous performance was just teasing him. He was actually teased by a junior. Huang Xing felt that his face was slapped and it hurt. One of the twins said,
Elder, he is playing tricks on us.
Huang Xing knew it and snorted.
If that's the case, don't blame me for being cruel. Kair Yenner, capture him. Yes.
The twins said in unison and then rushed towards Lin Moyu. 2611 2611. ## chapter 2611. My wife will be angry. As a Taoist master, Huang Xing would not personally deal with a small heavenly master like Lin Moyu. It was enough for the two sisters, Huang Ke and Huang Yan, to take action. Both sisters were mid-level heavenly masters and practiced the same path. When they joined forces, their power merged, allowing them to even contend with high-level heavenly masters. The reason they were brought here this time was due to many considerations. If the son of Taiyin was a young man like Lin Moyu, perhaps the beauty of the two sisters would come into play. It had been smooth before, but they didn't expect to meet someone like Lin Moyu. Huang Xing was a little annoyed. He could hear that Lin Moyu didn't know why he wanted to win him over.
A mere low-level heavenly venerate, who got lucky and didn't even know that he was the son of Taiyin. You dared to trick me with your little cleverness? You're looking for death. Catch him first. There's always a way to make you surrender.
Huang Xing was very annoyed that he was tricked. He decided to capture Lin Moyu and take him back to the Huang family to deal with him slowly. The Huang family had many ways to make Lin Moyu surrender: coercion, inducement, torture, and soul burning. He didn't believe that Lin Moyu could withstand it. Looking at the twins rushing over, Lin Moyu's eyes flashed with murderous intent. For the enemy, even if you are a beautiful woman, Lin Moyu would not be soft-hearted. It's not that he hasn't done things that are cruel to flowers. With a light tap of his finger, dark light flickered. Origin-level magic. Time curse. A scream suddenly sounded, and the twin sisters hugged their heads at the same time, screaming and falling to the ground. They rolled on the ground, their screams piercing the air. Although the intermediate heavenly venerate could withstand Lin Moyu's time curse, it wouldn't be easy. The soul pain would be unforgettable, and there might be lasting effects. Huang Xing's eyes suddenly shrank.
How dare you resist?
He raised his hand to slap Lin Moyu, but before he could, his face suddenly changed, and he rushed forward. As he moved, the space around him distorted, and an X-shaped space crack appeared. Blood spurted, accompanied by Huang Xing's screams, and an arm flew into the sky. The shadow mantis had come to Huang Xing silently and suddenly launched an attack. Huang Xing found it at the last moment, but it was too late. Lin Moyu's previous performance was also to buy time for the shadow mantis. Huang Xing's arm was broken, and before he could come to his senses, his face suddenly turned pale. For a Dao Zun, physical injuries are nothing. A Tian Zun can recover in a short time, and Huang Xing could recover from a broken arm in the blink of an eye. But the second attack, the attack of the three-colored phantom snake, was truly fatal. When the shadow mantis attacked, the three-colored phantom snake had already come to Huang Xing's feet silently. While the shadow mantis was attacking, it entangled him and then launched its attack. Huang Xing's face was pale, his eyes were gray, and his tone was full of despair.
Three-colored phantom snake. How can there be a three-colored phantom snake?
The poison of the three-colored phantom snake is very troublesome, even for a Dao Zun of the sixth realm like Gu Hanyu. Once an ordinary Dao Zun is poisoned, unless he is lucky enough to have someone save him, he will die. Now in the chaotic area, no one will come to save him. Huang Xing knew that he was 99% dead. The poison of the three-colored phantom snake took effect very quickly. Huang Xing's breath dropped rapidly, and his strength was draining from his body at an alarming speed. Huang Xing and Gu Hanyu were not comparable. Gu Hanyu could hold on for a while under the poison of the three-colored phantom snake, but Huang Xing was directly poisoned. Huang Xing suddenly thought in despair that since Lin Moyu could control the three-colored phantom snake, maybe he could save him. He screamed,
My friend, please save me. You can ask for any conditions. I'll tell you everything.
Lin Moyu shook his head.
No need. I'd rather believe the dead than the living.
As soon as the voice fell, the space twisted again, and a cold light flashed in front of Huang Xing's eyes. Huang Xing dodged instinctively, but under the attack of the poison, his dodging was pale and powerless. His body was almost torn apart, and another leg was cut off. Huang Xing screamed and roared, and the remaining hand slapped Lin Moyu fiercely. He wanted to use his last strength to die with Lin Moyu. This palm gathered Huang Xing's last strength. Although he was poisoned and seriously injured, he still had an attack power close to that of a Taoist master.
It's useless.
Lin Moyu shook his head gently, and Cheng Hongguang appeared beside Lin Moyu, also using all his strength, and the sun palm came out. The huge forces collided, setting off a huge storm. Cheng Hongguang was immediately repelled. Although he was weaker in strength, he still managed to block Huang Xing's last attack. Huang Xing murmured,
How could it be possible? Why would there be a high-level Tianzuan? Why would there be a three-colored phantom snake?
Lin Moyu whispered,
Senior Huang, have a safe journey.
Under Huang Xing's desperate expression, the shadow mantis's attack broke out again. This time Huang Xing failed to avoid it and was torn into pieces. Blood rained down, and the ground was full of broken bodies. Lin Moyu asked the twins with a smile,
What about you?
At this moment, the twins were so scared that their pretty faces turned pale. They knelt there and trembled, not daring to get up. Even the Daozuan elder was easily killed, and they didn't even know how Lin Moyu attacked. In their eyes, Lin Moyu was more terrifying than a demon. Huang Yan said in a trembling voice,
Senior, please spare our lives. We are willing to serve you as slaves.
Huang Ke also said,
Whatever you ask us to do, we will obey you. Please spare our lives.
Lin Moyu shook his head.
It is impossible to let you go back. The Huang family will definitely not let me go. If I bring you with me, my wife will definitely be angry. She will kill you, and you will die even more miserably. So I'd better kill you now and put an end to it.
Huang Yan's face changed drastically, and she immediately shouted,
No, no, we will try our best to please your wife.
Lin Moyu smiled.
My wife is Gu Hanyu. Have you heard of her?
Huang Yan exclaimed, her voice trembling.
The Lord of Han's Holy Land, Fairy Jade.
Gu Hanyu is so famous that countless legends have surrounded her since her debut. Almost all of her peers have become her stepping stones. No one can match Fairy Jade's demeanor. Until she became the Lord of Han's Holy Land, the news about her gradually faded, but the legend about her is still being passed down by the world. In the legend, Gu Hanyu was ruthless, and basically killed all those she disliked. Some people also called her the Jade Demon behind her back. Lin Moyu smiled.
Now you know, so you'd better not ignore her.
The two women were desperate, suddenly looked at each other, and attacked Lin Moyu at the same time. They were very close to Lin Moyu, and their attacks were as fast as thunder, reaching him in an instant. Two Tianzuan realm swords appeared in their hands, and their auras merged into one. The avenue appeared on their bodies at the same time and merged with each other. At this moment, the auras of the two reached the peak, comparable to high-level Tianzuan. Lin Moyu sighed lightly, and mist surrounded his body. The skeleton hell appeared silently and swallowed the two. 2612 2612 ## chapter 2612 Becoming the target of public criticism. The killing was quick and swift. In the blink of an eye, Huang Xing was dead, and the twins of the Huang family had also perished. Lin Moyu was ruthless in his actions, showing no mercy. Only the ancient flying boat remained in the air. Cheng Hongguang had moved to the side of the flying boat and controlled it to prevent any sudden escape. God knows what secrets might be hidden in the Huang family's magic weapon. Lin Moyu could not give the Huang family any chance. After his experience with Gu Hanyu, he had become more cautious. Even if there was only some residual breath, a Dao Zun could use it to track him. It was far from enough to just erase the time mark. More needed to be done. Lin Moyu used the law of time to erase the time mark here. This was a chaotic area, and the breath was already extremely chaotic without his help, making it impossible to distinguish. Finally, he took out the cause and effect gourd, and the only remaining cause and effect line was completely cut off. If the other party could still find a connection with him after this, there was nothing more to say. Undead flames popped up, and the flesh and blood scattered on the ground burned in the undead flames. Flesh and blood reborn, soul reorganized. Huang Xing, who had just died, quickly resurrected and became a resurrected being. Lin Moyu did not trust the living Huang Xing. He trusted the dead Huang Xing more. The moment he became a resurrected being, Huang Xing's eyes flashed with brilliance, and his expression was slightly conflicted. Lin Moyu immediately became alert. Huang Xing still had the heart to resist. The technique of resurrecting the dead had been tried on the shadow mantis and the three-colored phantom snake without any issues. Unexpectedly, Huang Xing resisted. The Tao heart of a cultivator is indeed not comparable to that of a spirit beast. Fortunately, Huang Xing's resistance only lasted for a moment. His eyes suddenly became obedient, and he knelt in front of Lin Moyu with great piety. Lin Moyu asked,
Tell me, why did you come to find me?
Huang Xing replied,
Because you are the son of Tain, you possess great luck. As long as we win you over, your luck can be used by us. Son of Tain?
Lin Moyu frowned and looked up at the sky. At this moment, the origin of Taiyin was hanging high in the sky, and the strange symbol on his forehead was flashing with light. Lin Moyu whispered,
Tell me in detail.
Huang Xing told Lin Moyu everything about the son of Taiyin. Lin Moyu's eyelids twitched as he listened. He didn't expect that he would become the target of public criticism. In the origin continent, all the major forces pursue luck. One of the functions of the origin spiritual vein is to suppress luck. In the origin continent, if one's luck is strong, there will be countless opportunities and rapid rises to prominence. If one's luck is declining, there will be bad luck everywhere, even leading to death. Many major sects look for disciples not only with outstanding talents but also with deep luck. The power of Taiyin belongs to people with great luck. After discovering the appearance of the power of Taiyin, all forces will try their best to win it over. But if they fail to win it over, they will kill it and destroy it. What they can't get, others can't get either. In the history of the origin continent, many sons of Taiyin have been killed. But similarly, there have also been cases where the son of Taiyin joined a certain force, and then the luck of that force soared, and its strength increased greatly in a short period of time. The most outrageous case was when the son of Taiyin joined a 6-star force. That 6-star force had a 7th-level origin spiritual vein. With the addition of the luck of the son of Taiyin, the 7th-level origin spiritual vein was sublimated and transformed into an 8th-level origin spiritual vein. That 6-star force became a 7-star force in just a few thousand years and became a top existence in the origin continent. After listening to Huang Xing's story, Lin Moyu murmured,
I didn't expect that I would become a hot commodity. So, there are hundreds of major forces outside the chaotic zone looking for me. As long as I leave the chaotic zone, I will be targeted. Being targeted by hundreds of Daozuan is not a good thing.
Lin Moyu knew that the previous road could not be taken, and he had to change direction. When he became the son of Taiyin, those major forces only calculated the approximate area where he was. And these forces did not think that he would be in the chaotic zone. In the chaotic zone, even Daozuan were unwilling to easily get involved. The main reason why Huang Xing came to find him was that he owned this ancient flying boat. The ancient flying boat was called Feiyun boat, made by an ancient great power. It had average speed, no defensibility, and no attackability. Its only advantage was stability, extreme stability, and no interference from the outside world. That's why he dared to drive Feiyun boat into the chaotic zone. Unexpectedly, he was right, and he also risked his life. When Huang Xing arrived, it was the time when Taiyin controlled the world. The symbol on Lin Moyu's forehead was shining, so Huang Xing recognized him at a glance. This symbol is called Taiyin Fu, the mark of the son of Taiyin. Whenever the origin of Taiyin controls the world, the Taiyin Fu will appear. Lin Moyu looked into the depths of the chaotic zone.
It seems that I have to change direction. If I continue to move forward in the original direction, I will really die.
He didn't want to join a big force. If he really had to choose, he might as well go to find Gu Hanyu. After all, they are our own people, so the good things should not flow to outsiders. After a moment, Lin Moyu determined the way he would go next.
If I can't leave the chaotic zone for the time being, then I'll cross through the center of the chaotic zone. The chaotic zone spreads tens of millions of kilometers. After passing through the central area, I will leave the territory of Han's Hui Holy Land and Wendao sect at the same time and enter the sphere of influence of Tianjin sect. Although there are many dangers in the chaotic zone, it is better than facing those forces. If there is a suitable opportunity, I can also enter Yijian City or Daojian City and find a new way out. As long as I am careful, when the Taiyin origin appears, I can avoid the eyes and ears of others and hide during the day and night. There will be no problem. However, according to Huang Xing, if those Daozuan can't find me, they may also enter the chaotic zone. Daozuan will not easily set foot in the chaotic zone, but it does not mean that they cannot come in, and some Daozuan have rare treasures in their hands.
Lin Moyu looked at the Feiyun boat in the sky.
It's just right. I can use the Feiyun boat.
The chaotic zone is thousands of miles wide, and the central area is about 1,000 miles wide, accounting for only 3,000ths. But this 1/10 is also the most dangerous area in the chaotic zone. The power of the origin in the central area is getting more and more chaotic, and the chaotic rot worms are getting stronger. The chaotic rot worms of the Tianzun realm can be seen everywhere here, and occasionally there will be chaotic rot worms of the Daozun realm. Can be said that ordinary Tianzun can't move here. In the chaotic area, the Feiyun boat was emitting a hazy light and was moving slowly forward. 2613 2613. ## chapter 2613. Something seems wrong. The speed of the Feiyun boat was not fast, but the only effect of the chaotic origin power here was to limit its speed. The closer it was to the center point, the slower it became. Fortunately, it flew very steadily. Lin Moyu stood on the boat, surrounded by a ball of light, and could not feel the chaos on the surface at all. Huang Xing stood beside him, controlling the Feiyun boat, which was enough to ensure their safety. Lin Moyu sorted out the spoils obtained from Huang Xing. As a Taoist master, there were still many good things, and the Huang family as a six-star force was much richer than the Yin family. There were many origin crystals of various levels, and Lin Moyu took them into his pocket without hesitation. The origin crystals were not too few. In order to promote the skeleton hell, for 7th level exquisite origin crystals were used up before, which was a considerable fortune. Even the spoils obtained from Huang Xing could not completely make up for it. According to Lin Moyu's words, the Taoist masters of the Huang family were not very rich, not as rich as Xiaoye, nor as rich as himself. In addition to the origin crystals, Huang Xing also had a lot of magic weapon materials, but Lin Moyu didn't like many of them, so he threw them directly into the warehouse. Along the way, Lin Moyu kept releasing the skeleton hell, devouring most of the chaos rot worms along the way. After the skeleton hell reached the heavenly venerable realm, its power was greatly enhanced, and the chaos rot worms of the supreme realm were no longer in his eyes.
At least the venerable realm is enough for the hell evil spirits to eat.
The skeleton hell continued to devour and started a new round of improvement. However, this time the improvement speed was a bit slow. If it wanted to continue to advance, it probably had to eat a lot of chaos rot worms.
Eat as many as you can, anyway. Just eat as much as you can.
Lin Moyu was not in a hurry. The skeleton hell was now almost invincible in the heavenly venerable realm. Even if it was a high-level heavenly venerable, if it was not strong enough or did not have a powerful magic weapon, it was very likely to be trapped to death by the skeleton hell. The speed of the Feiyun boat remained stable, and it could fly about 50 million kilometers a day. According to the length of the chaotic zone, it would take about 20 days to fly out of the chaotic zone. In the past few days, Lin Moyu had nothing to do except constantly using the skeleton hell, and no other Daozun chased him. Lin Moyu began to multitask, studying the Taoist treasures. In the Yin family treasury, he got 2 Taoist treasures. He had no time to study them before, but now he finally had some free time. Of the 2 treasures, one was square and jade-like and looked like a seal. The seal did not have any ancient aura, and it was obviously not made too long ago, at most not more than 1,000 years. The seal was very clean, without any extra patterns. Only at the bottom, there was a mountain carved, and the name of the seal was carved on the edge. Shanhaiyin. Lin Moyu looked at the appearance of the seal.
The name is quite grand. Huang Xing, take a look at this Shanhaiyin. What level of magic weapon is it?
Huang Xing took the Shanhaiyin and looked at it for a while and got the result.
It can barely be called a Taoist treasure, and it is the worst in the Taoist realm.
Well, it was exactly what Lin Moyu thought. Although it is a Taoist treasure, it is only the worst.
Take a look at this one.
Lin Moyu threw another magic weapon to Huang Xing. This time it was a sharp arrow, but the arrow seemed to be broken, with only half of it left. Although Huang Xing's realm was average, he was only at the 1st level of Daozun, but he was born in the Huang family, so his knowledge was not bad.
This arrow should be a magic weapon of the 3rd level of Daozun, but now it is broken, and it can still be used, only at the Daozun level. And it needs to be used with a corresponding bow. I guess the bow that uses it is at least a magic weapon of the 5th level of Daozun.
Without the corresponding bow, and it is broken, it is estimated that even the power of the 1st level of Daozun will be difficult to exert. Lin Moyu said with some disdain.
It turned out to be a defective product.
However, he changed his mind and thought,
Although there is no bow and it is a defective product, it is at least a magic weapon of the 3rd level of the Taoist master. At least the material level is there. If it is used to summon the elemental lich, it may have unexpected effects.
the elemental lich pays the most attention to the level of the material. The material of the magic weapon of the 3rd level of the Taoist master must not be too bad. At this moment, Lin Moyu used this broken arrow as the material to summon the elemental lich. A ball of light flashed in the palm of his hand, and the broken arrow began to vibrate continuously, as if it was resisting, but it didn't work. Summoning the elemental lich triggered the inexplicable laws of the avenue, and a series of strange forces fell on the palm, turning into invisible flames, burning the broken arrow. Gradually, the broken arrow began to melt.
It's done!
Lin Moyu was happy in his heart. When the broken arrow began to melt, Lin Moyu knew that the elemental lich was successfully summoned. This is the experience brought by summoning again and again. The melting speed of the broken arrow was very slow, and the material level was too high, so the summoning process was a bit long. Lin Moyu was not in a hurry. At the current speed, it would take about a day to summon it. He was multitasking, controlling the skeleton hell to devour the chaos rot worms while summoning the elemental lich. After flying in the central area for several days, he did not encounter a chaos rot worm of the Dao Zun realm, which surprised Lin Moyu. Others said that there were many chaos rot worms of the Dao Zun realm, but he had not encountered any. He had already prepared the shadow mantis and the 3-colored phantom snake to deal with them, but he had no chance.
Something seems to be wrong.
Lin Moyu felt a little uneasy, but he couldn't tell where the uneasiness came from. In the wild area near the chaotic zone on the edge of the Taoist sect, hundreds of Taoist masters from various forces, with their men and horses, were searching for the whereabouts of the son of Taiyin. However, after searching for many days, there was no result. Many Taoist masters had an idea in their minds, whether the son of Taiyin had left. If he hadn't left, he could only be in the chaotic zone. But entering the chaotic zone, all Taoist masters were a little hesitant. At this time, a Taoist master suddenly stopped. She exclaimed lightly and took out a broken arrow. This broken arrow was the second half, and at the tail of the arrow, there were 3 characters engraved, and a ball of flame was also painted. At this time, the broken arrow was constantly vibrating, pointing to a certain place. She sensed it and looked towards the chaotic zone.
Pointing to the chaotic zone, could it be that the other half of the broken arrow is in the chaotic zone? But why didn't it react before, and now it suddenly reacted?
She suddenly realized that someone took out the other half of the broken arrow, which caused the induction.
Someone took out half of the broken arrow in the chaotic zone, could it be?
Her eyes flashed with brilliance, and she suddenly realized who the person in the chaotic zone was. Most likely the son of Taiyin.
No wonder I have been searching here for so many days without any results. He is actually in the chaotic zone.
She looked around to make sure that there were no other Dao Zuns around, and then carefully approached the chaotic zone and flew in silently. She was very careful and did not want to attract the attention of Dao Zuns from other forces. She did not want to compete with others for her prey. In her eyes, the son of Taiyin was just prey. 2614 2614. ## chapter 2614. Come on, I believe you can do it. One day later, the broken arrow in Lin Moyu's hand had completely melted. The small elemental lich was gradually taking shape. Lin Moyu frowned slightly. Half a day ago, the melting broken arrow suddenly vibrated and pointed in a direction. Lin Moyu didn't know what happened, but Huang Xing was knowledgeable. He told Lin Moyu that although the magic weapon of the 3rd level of Dao Zun was broken, there would still be induction between the fragments. This movement was the induction. After hearing the news, Lin Moyu immediately realized what had happened. Among the Dao Zun who came to find him this time, there happened to be a Dao Zun who held the other half of the broken arrow. He had put the broken arrow in the storage space before, and the other party could not sense it. Now that he took it out to summon the elemental lich, it was sensed. So, the Daozun was very likely to chase him. Lin Moyu couldn't help but sigh.
The world is so big, there is no coincidence, and such a coincidence can be encountered.
But since it has come, he will make the best of it. Since it has been chased, he is not afraid. You can't interrupt the summoning of the elemental lich just because you are afraid of the other party. That would be really stupid. Lin Moyu now has many trump cards, 1 or 2 Tianzuan. He is really not afraid. The broken arrow completely melted, and the element quickly took shape. An hour later, an elemental lich with a fiery red body and a metallic luster, like a piece of red-hot steel, appeared in front of him. This elemental lich was extremely thin and was the thinnest of all the elemental liches of Lin Moyu, and the whole body exudes a sharp breath. Lin Moyu can feel that it contains a strong fire attribute. The broken arrow contained fire attribute power before, and the elemental lich perfectly inherited this. The newly appeared elemental lich flew around Lin Moyu, very happy. Its information also appeared in Lin Moyu's mind. Star Arrow Lich. Realm? Peak Tianzuan. Rank? Perfect. Growth limit? None. Spell. Spark Arrow, Great Way of Arrow. Spark Arrow. Transform yourself into an arrow and launch a fatal attack on the enemy. Great Way of Arrow. Induce the power of the Great Way. Use the power of the Great Way to greatly enhance your own strength, so that the power of Spark Arrow increases 100 times, and can only shoot 1 arrow with a cooldown of 24 hours. The elemental lich summoned by the broken arrow is indeed related to the arrow. The properties of the Star Arrow Lich are almost what Lin Moyu expected. If this arrow is not broken, and is still a magic weapon of the 3rd realm of Daozun, then it is very likely to summon an elemental lich of the Daozun realm. Now it can only summon an elemental lich of the Peak Tianzuan. It's not disappointing, but Lin Moyu thinks it should be stronger.
If the half of the broken arrow can be absorbed, maybe it can reach the Daozun realm.
Elemental liches can grow, and they can grow unlimitedly by absorbing suitable materials. But suitable materials are very difficult to find, and Lin Moyu has never found them before. But the materials of the Star Arrow Lich seem to be on their way to find him.
In that case, let's wait for him.
Lin Moyu asked Huang Xing to stop and waited for him to arrive. After waiting for half a day, until the Tai-Yin origin shone on the world, the Tai-Yin talisman appeared again between Lin Moyu's eyebrows, and the person he was waiting for finally arrived. In the past few days, Lin Moyu also tried to cover up the Tai-Yin talisman, but found that no method worked. Even if the Tai-Yin talisman was blocked by a magic weapon, the light of the Yin talisman could still be seen through the magic weapon. This light is not ordinary light, but a manifestation of the Tai-Yin origin. However, Huang Xing said that the Tai-Yin talisman could be concealed. Someone had successfully concealed it before, but he didn't know how to do it. A ball of fire came from afar, not slow, but a little strange. The fire flew crookedly, swaying left and right, flying 1,000 meters to the left, and then correcting to fly 1,000 meters to the right. Before it could be completely corrected, it suddenly fell to the ground, and then quickly pulled up. Lin Moyu's mouth twitched.
It's so difficult to fly. It's a female Taoist master. She looks good, but she looks a little embarrassed.
The other party is a Taoist master, and a Taoist master can't even control his body here, which shows how chaotic the chaotic zone is. Then, Lin Moyu saw a group of chaotic rot insects behind her. There were thousands of chaotic rot insects chasing her. Most of them were in the Tianzuan realm, and the 2 flying in the front were a little special, having reached the Taoist master realm.
The chaos corruption worms of Daozun realm finally appeared.
Lin Moyu had never seen the chaos corruption worms of Daozun realm since he entered the chaos zone. Unexpectedly, he finally saw one here today. The chaos corruption worms of Tianzuan realm are about the size of an adult's fist, and the chaos corruption worms of Daozun realm are as big as an adult's head. A group of chaos corruption worms chased the female Daozuan without letting up. They kept spitting out green mucus, which looked extremely disgusting. The female Daozuan kept dodging. But the essence of the green mucus is the source of chaos, and it is not easy to dodge. Under the overwhelming attack, the breath of the female Daozuan also became chaotic, and the source of power was polluted. The power of the Tao in the female Daozuan's body flowed, stripping away the polluted source of power. However, in this way, her power was also weakened, and the consumption was great. He saw the female Taoist holding a broken arrow in her hand, and smiled.
Sure enough, it's in her hand.
The broken arrow can be used to upgrade the Star Arrow Lich, and the Star Arrow Lich is very likely to be promoted to the Taoist realm. Lin Moyu saw her, and she also saw Lin Moyu.
Finally found you.
The female Taoist shouted and rushed towards Lin Moyu. But suddenly, the source power around her became chaotic. She was obviously rushing forward, but she flew directly to the right. In an instant, she flew more than 1,000 meters away, not only failed to get close to Lin Moyu, but also widened the distance. The Chaos Rot worms following her also flew over. For them, the Chaos Zone is their home and is not affected at all. She kept adjusting and dismantling it again. During the period, she was attacked by the Chaos Rot worms again, and part of the source power was eroded and polluted, so she had to peel it off. After a series of actions, the female Taoist became more embarrassed. Lin Moyu watched from a distance with a smile in his eyes, as if watching a play. What's more, he waved his hand, and a tea table appeared in front of him. There was already brewed tea on the tea table, and there were also a bunch of snacks. Lin Moyu drank tea and ate snacks slowly. This scene made the female Taoist grit her teeth and her chest rise and fall with anger. The Taoist wanted to save face. She was in such a mess here and was treated as a joke. She almost spit out tears.
Too much.
The female Taoist shouted angrily. It must be said that her voice was very pleasant. It was obviously a shout, but it sounded a bit like a cry. Lin Moyu smiled softly.
Come on, I believe you can do it.
The female Taoist was furious, took out a tower-shaped magic weapon, and went behind her. The magic weapon spun rapidly in the air, spewing countless flames, evolving into a sea of fire, and swallowed all the chaotic rot worms. The chaotic rot worms screamed, and a large number of chaotic rot worms were burned to death in the sea of fire. But the next second, the sea of fire became chaotic and quickly twisted and collapsed. The female Taoist's face changed drastically, and she immediately took back the pagoda. In just a short while, the aura of the pagoda had dropped by at least 30%, and there was disgusting green slime on the magic weapon. Lin Moyu saw it and whispered,
It turns out that the Chaos Rot worms can even contaminate magic weapons.
2615 2615. ## chapter 2615. Boy, you're in trouble now. The chaotic rot worms of the Dao Zun realm can not only pollute the origin power of the cultivator, but also the magic weapon. The flame pagoda of the female Dao Zun was obviously a powerful Dao Zun realm magic weapon. But in an instant, the pagoda was polluted, and its power was greatly reduced. If it weren't for the quick reflexes of the female Dao Zun, this magic weapon would have fallen to a lower realm. The female Dao Zun was clearly distressed and put the pagoda away. At the same time, she glared fiercely at Lin Moyu, as if blaming him for her predicament. Lin Moyu was a little confused. It was she who provoked the chaotic rot worms, so why blame him? He raised his teacup and gestured to the female Dao Zun, whispering,
Come on.
The female Dao Zun was almost furious, glaring at Lin Moyu fiercely as she was forced to change directions and approach him. Lin Moyu found that compared to dealing with the chaotic rot worms, this bad-tempered female Dao Zun seemed more intent on dealing with him, the son of Taiyin. Perhaps, in her eyes, capturing the son of Taiyin was the most important task. Lin Moyu shook his head gently.
What a pity you have no chance.
Lin Moyu felt that this female Dao Zun did not seem very smart. She should be able to see Huang Xing standing next to him. As a Dao Zun, how could she not analyze that he had another Dao Zun guarding him? Even if she got close, she could not do anything to him.
Unless she has other means.
Lin Moyu thought of a possibility. Perhaps she had a special means that allowed her to ignore Huang Xing and the chaotic rot worms behind her. Whether it was a spell or a magic weapon, this means must have limitations. Perhaps the range was not large, or it could only be used once. So, the female Dao Zun had to get close to ensure the success rate. Lin Moyu carefully watched the changes in the female Dao Zun's expression and found that although she looked angry and furious, there was a calmness in the deepest part of her eyes.
Dao Zuns, it turns out, are never easy to deal with. The previous performance was half true and half false, and at least half of it was done for me to see. If I really let my guard down, I might be the one in trouble in the end.
Lin Moyu calculated that he was still about 10,000 meters away from the female Dao Zun. But in the chaotic zone, this 10,000-meter distance would be many times longer. She was constantly changing directions and had to take many detours.
She hasn't made a move at a distance of 10,000 meters, which means that the distance of 10,000 meters should be safe. In that case, keep this distance.
Just as the female Dao Zun continued to approach, the Feiyun boat suddenly started and flew thousands of meters in a straight line. The distance between the two sides was suddenly pulled apart. The female Dao Zun's eyes suddenly flared with anger, and she shouted,
"You!"
Lin Moyu raised his teacup.
"Come on!"
The female Dao Zun shouted angrily and continued to chase, but the power of the chaotic zone kept changing her direction. It would take some time to cover a few thousand meters, not to mention that she had to deal with the chaotic rot worms behind her, making it difficult for her to exert her full speed. Just when the distance was shortened to about 10,000 meters, the Feiyun boat started again and pulled away in a straight line. Lin Moyu smiled.
"Come on, we're getting closer."
The female Dao Zun's chest rose and fell more and more violently, and she shouted angrily,
"If you have the guts, don't run.
Lin Moyu laughed.
If you have the guts, don't chase."
As he spoke, the Feiyun boat began to fly forward slowly, and the straight-line distance between it and the female Dao Zun was always above 10,000 meters. No matter how hard the female Dao Zun tried, she couldn't get close. The Feiyun boat was not affected by the chaos and naturally had an absolute advantage. The female Dao Zun was so angry that she gritted her teeth and almost spat fire from her eyes. She kept getting close and being pulled away again and again. In the end, Lin Moyu kept a distance of 10,000 meters from her, and she could never get close. The female Dao Zun finally realized that this was not a solution. The chaotic rot worms behind her kept attacking her, and her strength was constantly weakening. If she continued like this, she would be killed sooner or later.
"Damn boy, wait until I catch up with you, and see how I will deal with you."
The female Dao Zun shouted angrily. Her voice was really nice. Even when her anger reached its peak, it still sounded pleasant. Lin Moyu laughed and said,
"Let's talk about it when you catch up."
The female Dao Zun took out another magic weapon, her eyes full of reluctance, and then activated the magic weapon. The magic weapon was a ball with many runes on it, which were lighting up quickly. Lin Moyu asked,
"What kind of magic weapon is it?"
Huang Xing immediately answered,
"The rune array bead, which is arranged into an array with runes, and then the array is refined into a magic weapon. This is the rune array bead of the Taoist realm, which has at least a 5th level array or above, and perhaps more."
Lin Moyu suddenly realized that it was no wonder the female Dao Zun wanted to keep getting closer to him. Originally, her method was the talisman array beads. The influence range of the array was limited. If the distance was too far, it might not work. The array can be refined into an array plate, and the talisman array can be refined into talisman array beads, both of which can be used as magic weapons. The talisman array beads were activated, and the female Dao Zun threw them upwards. The talisman array beads suddenly unfolded and turned into a large array. Under the large array like a net, the chaotic rot worms suddenly seemed to have lost their target and began to spin in place. Originally, they were not affected by the power of chaos, but under the effect of the large array, they also fell into a state of chaos. After the chaos, there was sleep. One by one, the chaotic rot worms fell into a state of sleep and fell from the air. Lin Moyu knew that the function of this large array was to make the creatures in the array sleep. However, in the chaotic zone, the large array could not be maintained for too long. So it was no wonder that the female Dao Zun did not directly use this method. Disposable magic weapons like the talisman array beads are very expensive to use, and the female Dao Zun would not have too many of them, otherwise it would not be like this. The female Dao Zun took out another jade token and directly crushed it. In an instant, she was enveloped by a ball of faint light. The chaotic power in the chaotic zone was isolated by this ball of faint light, but the faint light was rapidly weakening and could only last for a few seconds. The female Dao Zun shouted, and the power of the Dao Zun burst out in an instant, instantly increasing her speed to the extreme, turning into a line of fire and falling on the Feiyun boat. The female Dao Zun showed up on the Feiyun boat, staring at Lin Moyu with a pair of beautiful eyes.
Boy, you are in trouble now.
Lin Moyu was not panicked at all.
Senior, you have come from afar, you have worked hard. Why don't you have a cup of tea first?
The female Dao Zun snorted, came to the tea table and sat down, not suspecting that it was poisoned, and drank a cup of tea very boldly. Lin Moyu smiled.
Senior, aren't you afraid that I will poison you?
The female Dao Zun sneered.
I am a Dao Zun. Ordinary poisons are useless to me.
She seemed very confident, but Lin Moyu thought she had something else to rely on. Lin Moyu got straight to the point.
Senior, you are here for the power of Taiyin, right?
The female Dao Zun looked at the Taiyin symbol on Lin Moyu's forehead.
You are asking knowingly. Otherwise, I am fine at home. Why would I come here to suffer? Do you want to go back with me obediently, or do you want me to take you back?
She said it directly and sincerely, unlike Huang Xing, who was full of hypocrisy. Lin Moyu smiled and said,
Senior looks like a fairy flower, and it seems not difficult to call me Aunt all the time.
The female Dao Zun snorted.
What do you care, Aunt?
Suddenly her face changed, and she urged in a hurry.
Hurry up, the formation is about to break.
The sleeping chaotic rot worms woke up one by one, and the formation was about to break under the roar of the chaotic power. 2616 2616 Hashtag chapter 2616. Do you still want to take me back? The female Taoist spoke in a hurry, but Lin Moyu ignored her and did not move. The formation was twisting more and more violently, and it was about to collapse. The female Taoist said anxiously,
Leave quickly, I don't have a second talisman formation bead.
Lin Moyu seemed to suddenly realize.
Senior seems to be very anxious.
The female Taoist said unhappily,
Once the formation is broken, those chaotic rot worms will rush out. By then I can escape, but you will be dead.
Lin Moyu chuckled.
So the senior is considering the junior?
The female Taoist said unhappily.
Nonsense, you are the son of Taiyin. How can you die here?
Lin Moyu said along.
Oh, I am the son of Taiyin. I really can't die here.
The female Taoist said anxiously.
Why don't you leave quickly? If you leave too late, you will die.
Lin Moyu said.
Senior, how long do you think I have been here?
The female Taoist was stunned. She suddenly realized that when many Taoists couldn't find Lin Moyu, he had actually been in the chaotic zone all along. And Lin Moyu lived very well in the chaotic zone and didn't encounter any danger at all. No danger in the chaotic zone. That's impossible. Can only be said that Lin Moyu has a way to deal with it. The female Taoist thought at first that Lin Moyu relied on the Feiyun boat beneath his feet. But it seemed wrong to think about it. It shouldn't be that simple. Then the female Taoist looked at Huang Xing and thought it might be him. But it seemed that Huang Xing was only at the first level of Dao Zun, about the same as herself. Unless Huang Xing concealed his strength, in fact, he was not only at the first level of Dao Zun, but also at the second or third level of Dao Zun, or even more powerful. At that moment, she immediately became alert and her whole body tensed up. She had never considered that Lin Moyu would rely on his own strength to survive safely in the chaotic zone. Lin Moyu saw this and shook his head secretly.
Dao Zun should be very smart, but this lady in front of me doesn't seem to be the case.
He took a sip of tea and spoke slowly.
I wonder what your name is, Senior, and which faction you are from.
The female Dao Zun was wary of Huang Xing at this time and responded instinctively.
I am Jiang Ruoxue from the Jiang family of Fuyou City.
The Jiang family is also a big force, but its strength is not as good as the Huang family, and it is only 5 stars. Among the 5-star forces, the Jiang family is at the top. Lin Moyu shook his head secretly. As far as he knew, among the forces that came this time, the 5-star forces were just the beginning. Most of them were 6-star forces, and several 7-star forces were also fully dispatched. Perhaps the Jiang family just came to try their luck, but if he really followed Jiang Ruoxue back to the Jiang family, it might be a disaster for the Jiang family. Bang! The formation collapsed, the runes exploded, and the sleeping chaos wrought worms woke up one after another. Jiang Ruoxue's hair stood up.
The chaos wrought worms are awake. Let him take action quickly, otherwise there will be big trouble.
Jiang Ruoxue felt that Lin Moyu could be so calm because of Huang Xing. But Huang Xing did not move and had no intention of attacking. Jiang Ruoxue was anxious.
What are you thinking about? Do you want to die here?
She changed her position at this time, as if she was ready to escape at any time. If she wanted to escape, nothing would happen. Lin Moyu looked at the broken arrow in Jiang Ruoxue's hand and naturally would not let her leave.
Don't worry.
With a light touch of his finger, the skeleton hell appeared with a bang. The skeleton hell has a huge range, and it swallowed up all the chaos-wrought worms that had just awakened the moment it appeared. The hell evil spirits rushed out of the hellfire river, surrounded the chaos-wrought worms, and bit them one by one. Some chaos-wrought worms that had not yet awakened became delicious food in the stomachs of the hell evil spirits in the blink of an eye. Hell flames fell from the sky, and balls of flames fell like meteors, smashing the chaos-wrought worms to pieces. The flames refined the source power of chaos and took it for themselves. Only 2 chaos-wrought worms in the Dao Zun realm still had the power to resist. They spewed green mucus, which could quickly pollute the source power. It only took a few mouthfuls for the Dao Zun's power to be reduced by several times. Moreover, they were extremely powerful. As creatures born from the source power of chaos, all attacks on them would be polluted, and their power would be reduced by 1/10. It was difficult for Dao Zun of the same realm to kill them, and it was precisely because of this that Dao Zun would have a headache when encountering them. Jiang Ruoxue was chased by them before, and she fought back several times but just couldn't kill the 2 chaos-wrought worms in the Dao Zun realm. Instead, her own strength was weakened by at least 30%, and she became extremely embarrassed. But the hell evil spirits were like their nemesis. The power of the hell evil spirits was a self-contained system, and they were not afraid of the mucus of chaos-wrought worms at all. The hellfire prison can even refine mucus together. It is totally unreasonable. A group of hell evil spirits surrounded the chaos-wrought worms of Dao Zun realm and bit them randomly. The chaos-wrought worms have strong enough defense, and each bite can only cause some insignificant damage to them. But they can't stand the crowd. You bite me, I bite. It's only a matter of time to bite them to death, and it won't take too long. The eye of hell opened and swept across the skeleton hell, and the chaos-wrought worms immediately screamed shrilly. The chaos-wrought worms of Tianzuan realm lost their resistance and fell to the ground, unable to move. The Dao Zun realm was okay, but it also made them feel painful and crazy. As long as they are living beings, they have souls. The eye of hell attacks the souls and there is no defense. The flowers of the other shore are blooming, and the purple light covers the skeleton hell. Under the illumination of the flowers of the other shore, the chaos-wrought worm's breath dropped sharply, at least by 30%. They were greatly weakened, and the weakening was all around, with strength, speed, and defense all falling by at least 30%. On the Feiyun boat, Jiang Ruoxue was stunned. She naturally recognized that this was Lin Moyu's magic. But a low-level Tianzuan, why can his magic be so strong? The chaos-wrought worms that chased her all the way and left her helpless were as weak as babies in front of Lin Moyu, a low-level Tianzuan. Just one magic, and thousands of chaos-wrought worms were eliminated. Lin Moyu smiled and said,
Senior Jiang, your saliva is flowing out.
Jiang Ruoxue was awakened. She found that her mouth was unconsciously open and her saliva was about to drip out. At this moment, she had no trace of the majesty of a Dao Zun. Jiang Ruoxue quickly shut her mouth, coughed lightly, and pretended to be calm.
The son of Taiyin is worthy of being the son of Taiyin, and his methods are really extraordinary.
Lin Moyu smiled and said,
Now, Senior Jiang, do you still want to take me back?
Jiang Ruoxue shook her head without thinking.
I didn't want to take you back. I just wanted to invite you to the Jiang family as a guest.
Lin Moyu shook his head and said,
It's not that I don't want to go, but I can't go now. Senior Jiang should understand the reason.
Jiang Ruoxue thought about it and really figured it out. She is carefree. Although she is not very smart, she is not stupid. She smiled.
I know what you are worried about. In fact, there is no need to worry. We have an agreement in each family. No matter who gets the son of Taiyin in the end, the agreement will be honored.
Lin Moyu didn't think so and said to Huang Xing,
Mr. Huang, is it really like this?
Huang Xing told the truth.
There is this agreement, but the agreement is just an agreement. It is also very easy to tear it up.
Jiang Ruoxue was stunned for a moment and stared at Huang Xing.
It's impossible.
Huang Xing said,
Just find a reason. It doesn't matter whether it is true or false.
Lin Moyu sighed softly and said with some earnestness,
Senior Jiang, you really think things are too simple?
2617 2617 ## chapter 2617. You might be unlucky then. Jiang Ruoxue was shocked by Huang Xing's words and didn't even notice that Lin Moyu was talking to her in the tone of an elder teaching a younger generation. When she came to her senses, she stared at Huang Xing.
Who are you?
Huang Xing didn't answer. At this moment, unless Lin Moyu asked him to speak, he couldn't answer at all. Lin Moyu said,
Senior Jiang, don't be so nervous. The Jiang family is a 5-star force. Even if I join the Jiang family, at most it will only make the Jiang family a 6-star force. And there is a great possibility that it will attract the covetousness of other forces. Even if they don't tear up the agreement, they will secretly cause trouble for the Jiang family. In the future, the Jiang family will definitely have a hard time moving forward. If Senior Jiang thinks what I said makes sense, then sit down, have a cup of tea, and let's talk.
After a few breaths, Jiang Ruoxue let out a long breath and sat down slowly.
What do you want to talk about?
Lin Moyu said,
Senior also knows that you can't take me away today no matter what, but I can't let you come here in vain. I want to do business with you.
Jiang Ruoxue said in a deep voice.
What business?
Lin Moyu glanced at the broken arrow in Jiang Ruoxue's hand.
I want to buy the half-broken arrow in your hand.
Jiang Ruoxue was shocked and refused instinctively.
No way.
Lin Moyu didn't expect her to refuse so quickly. He felt there must be other reasons. The broken arrow can only be barely regarded as a magic weapon of the first level of Dao Zun, and its value is really not that high. Lin Moyu said,
I can offer a high price, and this broken arrow is useless in your hands.
Jiang Ruoxue snorted coldly.
Do you know what the broken arrow is related to?
What is it related to? It's nothing more than inheritance and treasure. Lin Moyu smiled.
The bow?
Jiang Ruoxue snorted lightly.
It's good that you know. With the falling star arrow, it is possible to find the falling star bow. The falling star bow is related to the inheritance of the Lord of Falling Stars.
Jiang Ruoxue thought Lin Moyu knew it and said it out loud. Only then did Lin Moyu realize that the broken arrow had such an important role. It's a pity that the broken arrow he had has become a star arrow lich. Fortunately, he has no interest in the inheritance of the Lord of Falling Stars. Otherwise, he would probably be annoyed. He drank a sip of tea slowly, without any anxious look.
Senior Jiang should also know that it is impossible to find the falling star bow with only half of the broken arrow, and it is even more impossible to find the inheritance of the Lord of Falling Stars. And Senior Jiang should also know now that the other half of the broken arrow is in my hands, and you can't get it. So the half-broken arrow of yours is actually useless. It's better to sell it for a good price.
Jiang Ruoxue snorted coldly.
Why can't you sell it to me?
Lin Moyu shook his head.
Of course, I have reasons not to sell it. Of course, you also have reasons not to sell it. Besides, I don't want to rob it. Although you should know that if I really wanted to rob it, it wouldn't be very difficult.
Jiang Ruoxue listened to Lin Moyu's words and fell into deep thought. Lin Moyu didn't lie to her. If he really wanted to rob it, it wouldn't be difficult. But that's the worst plan. Lin Moyu didn't want to be linked to the Jiang family. After all, when Jiang Ruoxue came just now, she didn't have the intention to kill. From beginning to end, she didn't think about herself. Some things have to be considered carefully. Seeing that Jiang Ruoxue didn't refuse immediately, Lin Moyu continued to add fuel to the fire.
The price is up to you, as long as I can afford it.
Jiang Ruoxue stared at Lin Moyu.
If I really want to sell it to you, it's not impossible, but I have a condition.
Lin Moyu said.
Please speak, senior.
Jiang Ruoxue said.
If you get the Falling Star Bow and the inheritance of the Lord of Falling Stars in the future, I hope to copy a part of the inheritance for my Jiang family. And the Falling Star Bow, if you don't need it in the future, you should give it to the Jiang family first.
Lin Moyu was puzzled.
Each Star Lord has only one person in each generation of inheritance. What's the point of copying it to them?
Jiang Ruoxue saw the strangeness of Lin Moyu and explained.
You are now the son of Taiyin, and your luck is overwhelming. The chance of obtaining the inheritance of the Lord of Falling Stars is very high. But because you are the son of Taiyin, you cannot inherit the star positions of each Star Lord. The inheritance of the Lord of Falling Stars is not of much use to you. Only the magic and the Falling Star Bow can be used. Your future has infinite possibilities. As long as you don't die, the Falling Star Bow is destined to be just a transition in your growth process. So my condition is to copy a legacy for us and sell it to us first when you don't need the Falling Star Bow. If you agree, the broken arrow will be given to you.
Jiang Ruoxue stated her conditions. Lin Moyu could tell that she was lying. It's just that she had something else in her words. She went around in circles and finally wanted the legacy of the Lord of Falling Stars. With a copy and the Falling Star Bow, there is indeed a chance to inherit the position of the Lord of Falling Stars and become the new generation of the Lord of Stars. Get the position of the Lord of Stars, the Lord of the group. Otherwise, even if there is a legacy and the Falling Star Bow, it cannot be called the Lord of Stars. As for how to get the position of the Lord of Stars, the requirements are different, and Lin Moyu doesn't know. Lin Moyu thought for a moment and said,
Okay, I agree to your request, but I won't swear a soul oath.
Jiang Ruoxue smiled.
I believe you. After all, you are the son of Taiyin. You have great luck, and you will not break your promise.
As she spoke, she handed over the half-broken arrow, and the whole action was very straightforward, just like she had called herself.
Auntie.
Before, although she was not very smart, she was a straightforward person and did things without dragging her feet. After giving the broken arrow to Lin Moyu, Jiang Ruoxue drank the cup of tea in front of her, clapped her hands, and stood up happily.
Okay, Auntie's mission this time is considered a failure. You will inevitably be lectured by those old guys when you go home. But Auntie hopes that you will not be caught by anyone, otherwise you, the son of Taiyin, will be too unlucky. Also, I remind you that the Dao sect is ready to use the bad luck formation to forcibly weaken your luck. You may be very unlucky at that time, and you will have bad luck one after another. Be prepared.
After saying that, Jiang Ruoxue stood up and left Feiyun boat, disappearing without a trace in a blink of an eye. Lin Moyu picked up the broken arrow and saw a
3
engraved on the tail of the broken arrow, and a ball of flame was also engraved. The flame represents the attribute of the whole arrow, and the 3 represents that this is an arrow of the third realm of Dao Zun. Lin Moyu summoned the star arrow lich and handed the broken arrow over. The star arrow lich immediately showed a look of joy and turned into a ball of fire, tightly wrapping around the broken arrow. The broken arrow began to melt slowly, and at the same time, the star arrow lich's aura began to strengthen.
It really works.
Lin Moyu smiled slightly. After swallowing all the broken arrows, the star arrow lich should be able to reach the Daozun realm. The combat power has been greatly improved, and he can have another gold medal fighter. Lin Moyu looked at Huang Xing.
Is what Jiang Ruoxue said before true?
Huang Xing knew what Lin Moyu was asking.
It's true.
Lin Moyu murmured.
The doom array sounds very strong. Tell me everything you know.
2618 2618. ## chapter 2618. Let's see who will be unlucky. Through Huang Xing, Lin Moyu learned about the Great Array of Doom. The Great Array of Doom was part of the Great Array of Fortune. The Great Array of Fortune was an 8th level formation, one of the top formations on the Origin continent. Even a 7th level formation master like Lu Fengqing could not arrange it. The Great Array of Fortune could suppress fortune and had a function similar to the Origin spiritual vein. Powerful forces would try to arrange the Great Array of Fortune. Several formations related to fortune could be separated from the Great Array of Fortune, and the Great Array of Doom was one of them. The Great Array of Doom was a 7th level formation and very powerful. Through the Great Array of Doom, the fortune of the target could be weakened. Once the fortune was weakened, misfortune would naturally follow. If the foundation was not strong enough, it was very likely that one would die in misfortune.
Wendao sect, this is to kill me.
Lin Moyu muttered to himself. He knew why Wendao sect did this. It's nothing more than feeling that they can't pull him into the Wendao sect smoothly, and if they can't get him, they will destroy him. This place still belongs to the Wendao sect's territory, but it's a marginal area, and the Wendao sect's control is not strong. There are so many Daozuan from various forces, and the Wendao sect can't offend all of them. In this case, it's better to kill him, and everyone will go their separate ways, and no one will benefit. Lin Moyu frowned.
It's not entirely true. Maybe the Wendao sect has other ideas. The Doom Array is a double-edged sword. While weakening me, it also needs to pay a price, and the price is the Wendao sect's luck. Although as a 7-star force, their luck is extremely strong, luck is also extremely precious and will not be used easily. Wendao sect should not do such a thing that hurts the enemy 1,000 and hurts itself 800.
Lin Moyu changed his perspective and thought about the problem from another level. He regarded himself as a senior member of the Wendao sect and thought about the consequences of using the Doom Array. At the same time, combined with the function of the Fortune Array, Lin Moyu suddenly found that the Wendao sect actually had two purposes. Weakening his own luck was only one of the purposes, and the second purpose was to find him. He became the son of Taiyin, and his luck was extremely strong. The Fortune Array could sense the strength of luck within a certain range through the origin of the spiritual vein. In this way, his position would be exposed, and coupled with the temporary weakening of his luck, it would be much easier for the Wendao sect to deal with him.
I thought it was simple. It seems that the ultimate goal of the Wendao sect is to take me back. With their power and means, as long as they catch me, they are not afraid that I will not surrender.
Lin Moyu had completely figured it out. As long as they could catch him, the benefits they would get would far outweigh the lost luck. A 7-star force like the Wendao sect has existed for who knows how many years, and there are who knows how many old foxes there. How could it be possible to do a loss-making business? Lin Moyu looked at the Taiyin origin hanging in the sky.
Then come on, let's see who will be unlucky.
The skeleton hell finally devoured all the chaos rot worms, and Lin Moyu continued to fly north along the chaos zone. Yin and Yang alternated, and Lin Moyu flew safely for a day under the illumination of the sun origin. On this day, the skeleton hell devoured a large number of chaos rot worms but still failed to encounter chaos rot worms of the Daozun realm. It had been several days since entering the central area of the chaos zone, and only Jiang Ruoxue had attracted 2 chaos rot worms of the Daozun realm, but he had not encountered any. This made Lin Moyu feel strange and think it was very abnormal. When the Taiyin origin appeared again, Lin Moyu couldn't help but be alert in his heart. If the Wendao sect wanted to use the Doom Array, it was probably tonight. Because he is the son of Taiyin, They can only lock his position when Taiyin controls the world. The Feiyun boat continued to move forward, and the speed remained unchanged. Lin Moyu called Xiaowu out and explained the situation to her. Xiaowu patted her chest and promised that if anyone dared to touch Lin Moyu, she would make the other party suffer. The Taiyin origin became brighter and brighter, and the Taiyin symbol on Lin Moyu's forehead kept flashing, showing his identity as the son of Taiyin. A large amount of Taiyin origin concentrated on Lin Moyu, forming a hazy light ball, which made Lin Moyu look like a god. At the headquarters of the Wundao sect, 10 mountains with their tops that were difficult to see stood on the earth. Under the mountains and the earth, there was a huge origin spirit vein, and countless mists rose from the origin spirit vein, covering the Wundao sect. On the top of one of the mountains, a Taoist stood on the top of the mountain, and his voice was like thunder.
The formation started.
There were bursts of roars, and the luck began to churn, and a formation emerged in the sky. This formation was extremely complex, hidden in the clouds and mist, and existed in every corner between heaven and earth. The 8th level formation, the Great Array of Fortune. The Wundao sect used it in conjunction with the origin spirit vein to suppress the entire sect. The Great Array of Fortune slowly rotated, but the entire formation was not fully activated. Only part of it was activated. An invisible force, through the origin spirit vein, swept the entire territory controlled by the Wundao sect at an astonishing speed. The clear veins of the origin spirit vein emerged in the air, and one light spot after another lit up, and all the existences with strong luck in the origin spirit vein were revealed. Some of the people with strong luck were a family, some were spirit beasts, and some were practitioners. Among them, a light spot was particularly bright on the edge of the origin spirit vein.
Found it, in the chaotic area. Pass the location down, let them act secretly, and don't alarm others.
A voice rang out, and Lin Moyu's location was immediately transmitted to the Wundao sect's people through a special method. The people of the Wundao sect in the edge area heard the news and moved silently towards the chaotic area. In order not to alarm other Daozuan, they did not move fast. This is the home ground of the Wundao sect, and the number of troops sent by the Wundao sect far exceeds that of other forces. The troops of the Wundao sect do not need to move all, only a part of them need to enter the chaotic area, and the rest can continue to hide and pretend that they cannot be found. After all, in their eyes, the son of Taiyin is just a low-level Tianzuan. There is no need to make a big fuss to deal with a low-level Tianzuan. Any Daozuan will be enough, and even Daozuan is not needed. The Daozuan of various forces had long heard that the Wundao sect would use the Doom Array, and they were all staring at the troops of the Wundao sect, intending to take advantage of them behind their backs. Even if the Wundao sect is very careful, it will reveal some flaws. The Wundao sect also knows this. They just want to take the initiative and strike first. As long as the son of Taiyin falls into their hands, other forces can only stare blankly. While the Wundao sect's troops are taking action, another part of the formation in the Great Array of Fortune is activated. This part of the formation revealed a gloomy aura. Once it was activated, it absorbed a large amount of luck from the Wundao sect, turned into a beast of luck, and rushed straight towards Lin Moyu. Two-pronged approach, sending people to capture Lin Moyu while weakening Lin Moyu's luck, leaving Lin Moyu with nowhere to escape. On the Feiyun boat, Lin Moyu felt that he was locked by an invisible force. He knew that the Wundao sect had begun to act. Then he saw a huge beast appear on the Taiyin origin. The beast looked like a tiger or a leopard and was completely composed of luck. The Taiyin talisman on his forehead emitted a burning aura, as if telling Lin Moyu to be careful. Lin Moyu whispered,
"Here it comes, Xiaowu, get ready!"
2619 2619 ## chapter 2619 Surpassing the Tao Master and Standing on the Great Tao. Hearing Lin Moyu's order, Xiao Wu's eyes suddenly became sharp. She was used to playing around, so it was rare to see Xiao Wu like this. Xiao Wu pouted her lips and looked at the Taiyin origin in the sky.
"You're going to be in big trouble."
She was not referring to the Taiyin origin, but to the beast of luck descending from the sky. Even the Daozun couldn't see the beast of luck, but in Xiao Wu's eyes, it was extremely clear. Above Xiao Wu's head, a road of luck ran through the sky and the earth. Xiao Wu, who became a Tianzuan through the road of luck, could directly see the luck, including the beast of luck. The beast of luck is composed of luck. It will hit Lin Moyu's body and cancel out his luck, thereby weakening it. However, this weakening is not permanent. Lin Moyu will naturally recover after being illuminated by the Taiyin origin for a period of time. The Dao sect wants to take advantage of this time difference, catching Lin Moyu while his luck is weakened and slowly breaking him down. Compared with the Huang family, the methods of the Taoist sect are more sinister and direct. Xiao Wu manipulated the avenue of luck, pointed at the beast of luck, and shouted in a delicate voice,
"Deprive!"
The avenue of luck made a roar that only Xiao Wu could hear, and the waves rolled, like a dream. The beast of luck suddenly twisted, and the luck on it quickly collapsed and dissipated under the action of an invisible force. Before it could pounce on Lin Moyu, it had already collapsed for the most part. Lin Moyu had already used the explosive luck technique early. Although he could not see the beast of luck like Xiao Wu, he could feel its presence. Xiao Wu pointed her finger at Lin Moyu again.
"Bless!"
The collapsed luck of the beast of luck gathered into shape again and fell on Lin Moyu. For a time, Lin Moyu's luck was greatly enhanced, and a strange red light emerged from his luck, accompanied by dragon roars above his head. He once again entered a strange state of great luck. In this state, Lin Moyu could think clearly, and opportunities came one after another. Moreover, this time, the good fortune was even stronger than before. Lin Moyu was now the son of Taiyin, favored by Taiyin, so his luck was much stronger than before. The beast of luck from the Dao sect kept collapsing, and it not only failed to harm Lin Moyu but also enhanced his luck. In the past, Xiao Wu had to consume her own strength to forcibly increase Lin Moyu's luck through the avenue of luck, which put a lot of pressure on herself. But now, just transferring the luck of the beast of luck to Lin Moyu was very easy for her and did not consume much strength. Lin Moyu felt his extremely strong luck and praised.
"You are so powerful."
Xiao Wu giggled.
"This is just the beginning. I can still fight back."
Lin Moyu thought for a while.
"Don't worry. I guess they will attack in more than one wave. Wait a little longer, and we can counterattack together."
Since the Dao sect was willing to consume the sect's luck and weaken itself, the attack must be more than one wave. One beast of luck would not be enough to offset all of their luck. In this case, let's wait a little longer, let the Dao sect consume more, and then fight back together. Sure enough, after a while, another beast of luck rushed over. Xiao Wu did the same thing, depriving the beast of luck of all its luck and then blessing it on Lin Moyu. As one goes up, the other goes down, and Lin Moyu's luck continued to increase, becoming more and more prosperous. When the luck reached a certain level, Lin Moyu felt as if he had entered another realm. The world of the origin continent changed slightly before his eyes. A large number of stars appeared in the sky, firmly grasping Lin Moyu's attention. In fact, he could see many stars at ordinary times, but they were all a little blurry, as if they were hidden behind the two origins of the moon and the sun. However, neither the number nor the clarity could be compared with what it was now. With the blessing of luck, Lin Moyu could see the world above the origin continent clearly. The starry world in the sky was different from the starry world seen in the big world. The stars on the origin continent seemed not far away from each other. They were arranged in fixed positions, as if forming a large formation. Some of these stars were extremely bright, while others were relatively dim. They also had different sizes, just like the different important points in a large formation. Lin Moyu could feel that the brighter the star, the stronger its power. Among all the stars of different sizes and brightness, there were 28 stars that were particularly bright.
28 constellations, the inheritance of 28 star gods.
Lin Moyu understood that these 28 stars represent the 28 star gods. In fact, each star can represent a star god, but the 28 star gods are the most powerful, so they are the most famous. In addition to the strength, Lin Moyu also saw the luck of the star gods. The stronger the person, the stronger the luck. Therefore, all forces hope to obtain the inheritance of the stars. In addition to strength, there is also luck. No matter how strong the luck of the star god is, compared with the origin of Tyene, it is just a small net meeting a big witch.
No wonder those big forces want to find me. The luck of the son of Tyene is too strong. Even if the inheritors of the 28 star gods are tied together, they are not as strong as the luck of the son of Tyene.
Another beast of luck was dispersed by the mist, and Lin Moyu's luck was improved again. The scene in front of Lin Moyu changed again, and his eyes looked through the stars and saw a more distant space. The avenues lingered in the unknown space, and then Lin Moyu's eyes showed an incredible look. He saw that there was someone on the avenue. The next second, his whole body was shocked, and the scene in front of him disappeared. Lin Moyu was shocked, and his luck fluctuated violently. Just now, he saw someone on the avenue, and that person also found him. The other party just looked down at him and blasted him out. Fortunately, the other party did not want to kill him. Otherwise, he would be in trouble. Lin Moyu thought of what Tianlai Taoist said and said to himself,
Could it be that this is the realm that Brother Tianlai mentioned? Surpassing the Dao Zun, standing on the avenue.
Lin Moyu had some new expectations for the future. Standing on the avenue, what a wonderful state. As a cultivator, how could he not look forward to it? He was extremely lucky to see this scene by chance. In this way, his future path became clear. Xiao Wu said at this time,
Master, it's almost time to fight back.
Lin Moyu nodded.
Do it.
In the Dao sect, beasts of destiny condensed and rushed towards Lin Moyu. But in the destiny formation, the light spot representing Lin Moyu not only did not become dim, but became brighter. A voice sounded from the main peak.
Elder He, what happened?
Then the leader of the Dao sect, Wang Shenzong, flew out from the main peak. Elder He, who was manipulating the luck formation, responded,
The son of Tyene seems to have other means to fight against our luck beast. I suspect that he has a luck-related magic weapon.
Wang Shenzong said in a deep voice,
It's not surprising that he can be the son of Tyene and have a luck-related magic weapon. In that case, mobilize more luck. There are also limits to the luck magic weapon.
Elder He responded,
Yes.
2,622,620. Hashtag chapter 2620. Dao Zun is only at the first level, not very useful. Boom! A loud roar echoed within the One Dao sect as the origin spirit vein was severely impacted. The earth shook continuously, revealing countless cracks, and massive rocks rolled down from the peaks. Streams of origin energy rushed out from the ground and spread between heaven and earth. In the One Dao sect, a large number of Dao masters flew out and took positions in the air. Wang Shenzong asked in a deep voice,
What happened?
Elder He, who was manipulating the luck formation, was a little panicked.
Someone used luck to attack us, causing the origin spirit vein to vibrate and the luck to be damaged.
Wang Shenzong's face was gloomy.
Did you find out who it was?
Elder He said in a trembling voice.
The attack came from the son of Tyene.
As soon as these words came out, all the elders present were shocked and spoke out one after another.
How can this be possible? No matter how strong the luck of the son of Tyene is, he is only a low-level heavenly venerable. How can he manipulate luck? With his realm, how strong can his luck be? The luck accumulated by our sect for countless years cannot be shaken so easily.
As a 7-star force, the luck of the One Dao sect is indeed strong. But the facts were in front of them. Their luck had indeed been shaken. How could they have thought that all the luck they used to attack Lin Moyu was used to attack themselves? And Xiao Wu also amplified it through the avenue of luck. Not only that, but Lin Moyu also used a drop of ancestral water to increase the effect, amplifying the power of the counterattack by dozens of times, leading to such an effect. Just when the elders of the One Dao sect were puzzled, a dragon of luck came roaring. The dragon of luck is invisible and intangible, but the Dao masters can sense it.
Come again.
Everyone was shocked, but they were powerless to stop it. They could only watch the dragon of luck smash into the Wundao sect. The earth roared again, more cracks appeared, and the origin of the spiritual veins erupted. More source power was released because the luck was distorted. A mountain peak was very unfortunate, right in the middle of the crack, and collapsed with a roar. Thousands of disciples of the Wundao sect flew out from the mountain peak, panicking one by one. Immediately, an elder took action, wanting to stop the collapse of the main peak. But before he could do anything, the source spiritual vein erupted with a source of power, hitting him and knocking him away. Elder He, who was manipulating the luck formation, said helplessly,
"Don't waste your energy. This is a fight for luck. You can't stop it. If you force it to stop, you will be backfired by luck, and it will cause bigger problems."
Wang Xianzong asked.
"Can you know why this happened?"
Elder He explained.
"There is only one possibility. The son of Tain understands the way of luck and can control luck."
Understanding the avenue of luck and manipulating luck. Everyone felt it was a little incredible. The avenue of luck is the avenue of emptiness. Looking at the entire origin continent from ancient times to the present, there are only a handful of people who can achieve the status of a heavenly venerable with the avenue of emptiness. This is not an ordinary heavenly venerable who knows a little about the power of emptiness. There is a world of difference between the two. They had to consider whether dealing with such a son of Taiyin would be good for the Wundao sect. Wang Xianzong pondered for a moment.
"No matter what, we have already fought with him. Even if we lose, we must lose clearly."
He wanted to see how capable the so-called son of Taiyin was. He had already made the worst plan in his heart, and he had to lose clearly. But his eyes flashed, and he had another plan. As the leader of the Wundao sect, a powerful existence in the sixth realm of Dao Zun, the things he calculated were not something that ordinary people could imagine. In the chaotic zone, Lin Moyu completed the counterattack of luck. Xiao Wu panted slightly.
"This is enough for them to bear. I can feel that the luck of the Wundao sect has dropped by at least 20%.
The luck of the Wundao sect is extremely powerful. Xiao Wu's 2 attacks caused them to lose 20% of their luck, which is already a great achievement. Xiao Wu used all her strength in the 2 attacks and needs some time to recover. Lin Moyu touched Xiao Wu's head.
"Go back and rest. Leave the next thing to me."
Xiao Wu nodded obediently and rubbed against Lin Moyu.
"Then Master should be more careful."
Lin Moyu smiled.
"Don't worry."
The rule world opened, sending Xiao Wu back, while Lin Moyu looked into the distance, muttering to himself,
"It's almost time."
The methods of the Wundao sect are far superior to those of the Jiang family and certainly stronger than those of the Huang family. Although they are unwilling to enter the chaotic zone, it does not mean that they dare not come in. Moreover, this is the territory of the Wundao sect, and their people can be teleported through the origin spiritual veins, so the speed of chasing will not be too slow. Sure enough, just half an hour later, Dao Liuguang flew from afar. 3 warships of similar shapes came quickly. The warships were not as stable as the Feiyun boat, and they would change directions from time to time, but fortunately they did not change much. The speed was much faster than the Feiyun boat, and they quickly approached Lin Moyu. Behind the warships, there were still many chaotic rot insects chasing, but there was a gap in speed, so it was difficult to catch up for the time being. The Eye of the Dead swept over, and Lin Moyu had already known the opponent's bottom line.
3 Dao Zuns, more than 20 Tian Zuns, really think highly of me. Unfortunately, Dao Zuns are only in the first realm and are of no use."
The people of the Wundao sect also found Lin Moyu. The Taiyin talisman between Lin Moyu's eyebrows was so bright, like a guiding light. They rushed over at a faster speed, and each of them showed excitement on their faces. Before they got close, Lin Moyu had already taken the lead. Since he had already torn his face with the Wundao sect, there was no need to be polite. With a light tap of his fingers, 3 chi spread. Origin-level magic. Skeleton hell. The people of the Wundao sect who were flying rapidly suddenly found a large area of fog in front of them.
"Why is it foggy? How can there be fog in a chaotic area? Oh no, it's the magic of the son of Tain." Go over.
The fog quickly evolved, and an indescribable gate appeared in everyone's sight. The three Dao Zun's faces changed drastically at the same time, and they exclaimed in unison,
The gate of hell.
"How could the legendary gate of hell appear here?" Before they could react, the skeleton hell suddenly appeared, swallowing up all three warships. The flames rose and turned into walls of flames, stopping the warships. Then the flames turned into a sea of fire, burning the warships. The warships shone and blocked the flames. This is a warship unlike the Feiyun boat, which has a combat power that is not inferior to that of the Tianzuan. The warships are densely covered with formations, all of which are activated at this moment to resist the flames in the sky. The hell evil spirits had not rushed out yet, and the eyes of hell swept across. In an instant, screams came one after another. The Tianzans in the warships cried out in pain, and even the three Dao Zuns were not feeling well. The formations of the warships were obviously unable to defend against soul attacks.
Take advantage of its illness to kill it.
Is Lin Moyu's fighting purpose. The law of time surged, and he pointed his finger at Owu. Origin level magic. Time curse. Under the time curse, their souls were hit hard again. The screams of the Taoists of the One Dao sect became more intense, and the Taoists were also very uncomfortable, frowning, fighting against the severe pain in their souls. The faces of several Taoists were extremely ugly. Before they met, their side had already lost their fighting power. The Taoists of the One Dao sect, who are not geniuses, but compared with the son of Taiyin in front of them, it seems that they are countless levels behind. The hell evil spirits rushed out, surrounded the warship, and bid it every day. The defense of the warship was extremely strong, and for a while the hell evil spirits could not break through. However, under the endless gnawing of the hell evil spirits, the defensive formation of the warship could not last too long. 2621.